What is up, everybody? It's Refuge Medical, live on the line. Just wait for a couple minutes for people to get in here. Oh, look, Hunter is back. Hunter, you're live on the line. Yep, right away. Just walks in the door. Waiting for just a minute for people to get here. Oh, look, there's Mike. We have really exciting news about Mike.
You do?
Yes.
What's the exciting news?
Medic Mike Monday.
Medic Mike Monday.
Just another Manic Monday.
Whoa.
Come on, where are the people? We have been live for 43 seconds and there is no one here. Oh, okay.
Where's the 5x5? Or the 5x9?
We got a like. What is up, guys? I run so far away. Mike's been in a Duran Duran mood today. So
Living my punk,
the music has been amazing.
my little skater haircut from back when I was a teenager.
Hey, anything is better than the Screamo. Okay.
Screamo's not my thing.
What is up? Hey, everybody. Hello, hello, hello. I'm about to hop off here. I'm just setting these guys up for the live stream. Hunter's here with his coffee from Casey's. Gross.
Listen, I just didn't want to make a whole new pot. I didn't think everybody was going to drink it.
Yeah, probably not. Batmom, I actually don't know who sings. Who sings that? I run so...
Flock of seagulls.
Sorry, flock of seagulls. My bad. We're good. We're getting ready for just even more rain. We've had so much rain. Just the rain. Just so much rain.
That's why I didn't do it.
I had to confirm that I was going to
Hey, watch the addresses too.
brother's house.
You don't want anybody getting obsessed on here. Thanks. I am not a singer. Ed says Mike, Hunter, and then arm.
Arm.
Is this ice? Is this
What up,
ice?
Ed?
No.
No, brother?
All right. Have fun, guys.
Thanks.
Oh,
Tell
What we
them
got?
Tell
We got
them
Heather
what we're
here?
giving away right now.
which
The
is...
blue cat
oh.
tourniquet and the rescue me with every order.
Well, you know more about that than I was gone this weekend.
Tell them, Bo.
So, if you spend more than $2.99, you get a blue tourniquet
Yeah.
and a
That's not me, right?
rescue me tool.
Yeah.
$2.99.
Sorry, guys. They were out of town this weekend.
Well, I was. Mike wasn't. He had to tell me all about it this morning.
That's right.
So what are we doing, Mike?
I don't know. We were just throwing on camera.
Oh,
'cause,
okay. I mean, I could
we're
talk to
sending it
people. I don't
live.
know. I just don't want to not do my job.
Is there any questions?
Not
Hold on, let me
so
get my
far.
phone because I can't see those.
Everybody's
small
just
little
saying
letters.
hi so far. What's up, peoples? I am not going to warfare.
Are you?
Stand by so I can read.
Rick's here. Upstate's here.
Oh, yeah?
Tradesman Shalom, brother.
Yes.
Oh, wow, Ben Valley. You son of a gun. Left tourniquet, Mike. Or left arm tourniquet. Let's go.
For real?
Yeah, dude.
I pulled a Britney. Stand by.
Oh, no.
I pulled a Britney. I'm not wearing my tourniquet at the moment. La-dee-dee, la-dee-da.
You can thank Ben Valley for that one.
Thanks, Ben Dolly.
I don't know. Is the camera backwards?
It's probably reversed because it's in.
It's on my left arm. I will confirm. Sometimes I feel like I don't remember my left from right, but that's okay.
Okay.
Sleep with it to prove it works. I mean, you could. I'm sure that'd be super uncomfortable.
Especially if you put your arm behind your head.
I roll
Flex.
a lot.
That would hurt.
A lot.
You'd probably have a blue hand when you woke up and it'd be dead, and that would be really bad. Oh, yeah, it was. Yeah, we got time to check in 5 minutes into the show.
At the same time while you're trying to figure out everything.
Yeah, and like
You want to have like a
Rick,
competition?
you released it already?
Come on.
Wrench is working already.
so that, yeah.
There's a delay. Wow, it's crazy. There's a delay. Wow. Okay. Trump is a joke. Cool story.
I mean, that's an opinion, and you're allowed to
We're
have
not
those.
going to do politics in here. This is not about politics. We're here to have fun. Mike, you're so. What's
We're live on it. We're live on the line right now.
Oh, Daddy's here. You know that laugh. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Taxes are gay.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Listen, folks. Taxes are gay. This is why I threw a hand grenade at the IRS. So, Dad, they're gone. We have a big, beautiful external revenue service. It's all tariffs now. Just tariffs, no taxes. I walked into the IRS and I put it in a chokehold. I strangled it until it was dead. It's un-American. I don't like it at all. Very bad. Communist even. So it's done. They said we couldn't do it, but we did it. No more IRS, no taxes, big beautiful checks for every American on planet Earth. That's right, we're taking over Earth, Greenland, Panama, Canada, Mexico, even Russia. Russia, we could do it. Gaza. Put them in Egypt. Who cares? No one cares. They're just Palestinians. I know you're very upset now. All the Palestinians are very upset, but nobody actually cares, folks. America first, unless you're Israel. Okay, have a wonderful day. Buy an IFAC. They're good for you. So good for you. You need 1 or 5, maybe 10. If you have a lot of trucks, you put them in the trucks. Very simple. You put the kit in the truck, and when there's a big explosion, an accident, you show up, you pull out the tourniquet, you put it on an arm, a leg maybe even. Sometimes in the junctional areas, you'll put some gauze in there, you poke it with a thumb. It's not that hard. RefugeMedical.com, people.
All right then.
That's amazing.
Your president, ladies and gentlemen.
You're president. Oh, it's about time for a new tourniquet.
All right.
Himmy, what's up, buddy?
Well, if he's allowed to do that, it's his store.
I think she was 40.
48 Dennis. What's a shame? Politics. Heather's doing the band hammer.
Yeah, she's pretty good at that, actually.
You go, girl!
Rick's asking how big his box is now.
That is for you to be surprised, brother.
You would think he's keeping tabs on it by this point. All right, what else we got going on?
48. Just hopeful today. Hi, 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 48.
Really?
How do you keep it on sound?
Well, if you know, life's all about having fun and laughing, so haha, the joke's on me.
Good job, Tyler. I'm sure we'll get to that sooner rather than later. I identify as a conspiracy theorist. It's not a bad idea. Well, thank you, Tyler. We try our best. Something about Kendrick Lamar?
Holy moly. I can't read that.
Yeah, she's probably just going something crazy, but
We have the translator.
don't mess with 707.
That's right. She got the band hammer.
Everyone's under the ban.
Yeah, Heather's super good at that. So Silva Party is challenging us to see how many orders we can place or push.
Well, I don't have that many orders to push at this moment.
Oh.
We got to build kits.
I am drinking coffee. Why? I don't know. It just really helps.
Caffeine, you can never go wrong.
Any preps for dental emergencies? Well, you have probably more on that than I do.
Man, I don't want to get in trouble. Let me ask if I could say this. Stand by.
Okay, stand by.
Hey, I put a bottle on your desk with an address.
Okay.
If you need shipped out to Landon,
Stand by on the dental question. I'm waiting to get permission.
what's the question? I can
They were asking for
I can
good.
make up a answer.
Oh,
Well,
they were asking about like good. What was it? Dental preps
which we don't.
or preps for dental emergency.
We've had a dental kit in the making for the past 2.5 years. It's a little more complicated than you think. So I'm sure there's some other ones out there, or give us time. A few more months, hopefully.
Bantam is not wrong. Bantam, you're not wrong.
You mean Bat Mom?
Huh?
That mom, sorry. I'm not wearing my glasses, so the
That
letters are super small.
Phantom or that mom?
Bat Mom.
That mom.
Okay. Or you can call yourself Phantom. All right.
My bad. I apologize.
No.
So you're gonna go and change your name real quick.
Shalom, South Africa.
Dude, South Africa farmers are getting beat.
Crazy Canucks here. Miss you already, bro.
See the craziness going on there?
Yeah, I know. Soon to be 51st. May give Marfogel TV an update when dental kit is ready.
You guys have any questions for us besides dental stuff?
So far, it was just the dental.
Because at this point, we're reading if we have nothing to offer via a question.
Hey, are you guys still live?
Oh, yeah. We are.
Not yet.
You're not on the website. You're doing one of those things you hate doing. Showing them something they can buy.
Hurry.
Oh my God, Rick. Come over here real quick.
We know what's happening. You want me to tackle him?
Mad Kilt is the man. I love that.
Oh, I
That
can tackle
brother.
Philip easier than TJ.
You
tackle him, I'll take the fight
You pick it up and keep running.
There's a lot happening right now.
More like a waddle than a run. Thank you.
PJ told me to assess everybody in the room.
Yeah, it's
Well, I
good.
can be.
I walk real slow.
I got it.
What's a good budget LVPO? That's a TJ question
Start gonna have pictures.
because I
Hey, I can show off
don't
my
know a whole
stuff.
lot about. I'm talking to my phone, reading the questions instead of talking to this phone.
Do you customize the Stop the
What's a
Bleed
good
kits?
budget LVPO? That was a question.
Ooh.
I don't know.
LVPO, good budget. The primary arms 1 to 6 or 1 to 8. I have 2 of the 1 to 6s and 1 of the 1 to 8s. A lot of people really like the Vortex Strike Eagles as well.
My sample size of 3 Vortex Strike Eagles I have broken. And they've all mechanically failed in the same place, which is where the eyepiece, the ocular, I believe it is supposed to be straight, and it gets bent. Like if you bump into it, it gets bent, and then that's a problem. Now, I will say this, you can still kind of see through it, and it holds 0, but I don't love that. Maybe it was because I kind of bought them all at the same time. Maybe it was like, you know, Bill at the factory that day drank a little too much the night before and he didn't do what he was supposed to do. So I don't know if it was the same lot, the same batch or what, but I've had an issue with those. Lots of other people have not. So your mileage may vary. But I have the primary arms 1 to 8 on one of my primary rifles, and it's worked great. I've shot it out to 700 with 77 grain 5.56 in New Mexico. And the striations in the BDC reticle works. It more or less works. You can hit a steel target, you know, man-sized target at 700 if you're doing your job with it. And then the 1 to 6s, I have 2 on other rifles that are more like handout rifles, and they can be had for $400-ish a piece. So I like that. I'm good. Hey, quick question. When we bought the sew shop, we bought a couple boxes full of no frills, bare bones plate carriers. I'm going to make these available on the website. When I say I mean Britt has been working frantically on the other side of the camera to get this in the store immediately. What'd you price these at? $100. $100. Made in America, out of the Refuge Sew Shop. It's now our sew shop, but it's the same people that were making our kits before we bought them up, which we were happy to do. That's why we bought them, for the people, not for the equipment. Same people that make the bare fact, make everything else. $100. No frills plate carrier, okay? Not guaranteed forever. It comes in no color but black. None of the standard Refuge stuff, but if you need a handout plate carrier or an extra carrier, and this could definitely be run low vis, under a hoodie, a jacket, whatever. It does have a grab handle on the back right here. It is adjustable, non-padded shoulders, adjustable, non-padded webbing on the sides, a couple of big buckles if you got to ditch it quickly. It does have MOLLE on the front and on the back, so you can hang shingles, pouches, whatever on there you want. You're welcome, Rick S. But these are in the store right now. There's 50 of them, quantity 50, and when they're gone, they're gone. They'll never be back again. You guys found out about it first because I just found out about it 5 minutes ago. And if there's any left in the store by this evening, I'll probably post them privately on Patreon and they'll disappear. So, $100, refugemedical.com if you want one of these. Only color is black. They're not guaranteed forever. They're not replaceable. You assume all liability. You destroy this thing, that's on you, not me. But it comes out of our sew shop, so it's high quality. It's well made. It's just not the Refuge plate carrier. It's the precursor to the Refuge plate carrier. We took this thing and then worked off of this to make our plate carrier, but we inherited some of these when we bought the shop. So if you want some of these, they're on the website, refugemedical.com. What? Under the new tab. They're on the new tab. They're so new they don't even have any pictures yet. And $100, Rasha, $100. How much dollar? How to buy? Rasha no speak English very good. $100. So, and then what was the other thing I was going to say? Oh, right now, $2.99 or more. You buy a kit, $2.99 or more, you get a free blue tourniquet with it and a free Rescue Me window breaking and seatbelt cutter tool, which is awesome because you can keep those in your vehicle. You can get a travel kit, which automatically puts you right there. You get the blue tourniquet to put on your visor, and you get a Rescue Me tool, so seatbelt cutter, window breaker, blah, blah, blah. You're good to go. Your vehicle's good to go. So, with that, black plate carriers, I got to go home and watch the baby so my wife can go do PT, which is awesome. She just got done making sourdough because she's amazing. She's the loaf queen. And drink water. It's good for you. refugemedical.com. Good job, Brett. Good job.
No problem. The only other thing that's immediate
Okay, what else we got?
is Callie's version 1 of the Rosie email. Yes,
Ooh, that thing is scrolling so fast I can't contain myself. What size plates will they hold? Stand by. What size plates will they hold, sir? They will hold a 10 by 12. 10 by 12.
Tell Rick we'll set one aside for him.
Rick will set one aside from you.
It's not an Alpine.
It's not an Alpine,
They take spray paint well though.
but they take spray paint well. I'm just, the middleman.
Mike, are these going into these outers?
Copy that, Heather. Let me scroll back up. Last play careers question. Still looking for questions.
The guy's asking if our stuff is FDA approved. Isn't that approved in drug?
Yeah, so a lot of,
How does a small framed guy eat so much? Was that addressed to me? Or wait, I'm still looking.
because we're not the manufacturer, so we don't have to hear that, the manufacturer does. What is distributor?
How does one decompress after aid? Ooh, that's a good one. So, it's been my experience since I used to do this professionally. And again, I'm not saying these are great experiences or great answers, but the three things I experienced the most was you had finished a bottle of Jack when you get home, you go to the gym or your home gym and beat the crap out of a punching bag or your significant other, or you just leave that shit at work. Don't bring it home with you. And that's what I trained myself to do. If I had a really bad baby call or whatever, I don't bring that home with me. I get my cry on, leave it there at work, put it in the trash or in my locker or whatever, and then I go home and take care of my family. That's what I did.
No, I get it, I totally get it. I think it looks great, just add www.refugemedical.com. Yes, I think it looks great.
Do we have any Fairfax ready to shoot?
We have Fairfax?
I
Yeah.
was asking what Fairfax we have.
We have every color except
Connected with us for the past 2 years.
You know what I have?
as far as what I have in front of my face right now, I have every color and I have like one red left, and then obviously there's Alpine coming, but those are still in production.
I don't know the guy, I'm not bad now. But Mike Glover recently separated from them in December, and there was a conflict of interest between us and them because he runs Field Craft.
Faux show, faux show.
So why would they use
I've
us?
been playing back and forth with them for 2 years. So I messaged them, they messaged back saying, great, we want to partner with you, and I messaged them.
If you have $60, why do you add to your preps? Oh, goodness gracious. Well, it depends on what you don't have. I mean, I would need more context, Heather. That's a hard question to answer. Are you just talking about medical preps, or are you talking about just preps in general? I mean, what are you lacking in your preps? What do you feel you need? Mike, how did I know you were going to ask that question? All right, Rick, stand by. Let me ask the other question to Mom.
I need a laptop here that I can do Zoom on with the manufacturer.
Says, won't let me, tradesman won't let me check out. Let me talk to the boss about that. Yeah, you can't bring that stuff home, man. It'll that trauma, especially if you had super bad calls. Like my wife would, I mean, she had a summer about 10, 15 years ago. She had a summer of pediatric drownings, and we had a 2-year-old child, and that messed her up. Because she could not leave, she would, because again, she would picture our son in that scenario, and it messed her up. Well, Grumpy Panda, I would say, I mean, you have your water purification, you got your fire, your cordage, all that stuff. You have the basics for medical. I mean, again, you want your Marchi algorithm stuff. So I would say You know, obviously you have your tourniquet, your wound packing gauze. I said it on a previous live. I love Coban, that self-adhesive tape stuff. I have miles of that stuff. I use that stuff for everything. It's kind of like my duct tape. I have duct tape as well, but I love Coban. I can never have enough Coban because you can wrap everything up. You can make it a bandage. You can do all kinds of stuff. I'm working on the paramedic story, Rick. Don't worry, I didn't forget about you. Just trying to answer some of these questions. So I don't know if it'd be a funny paramedic story, but it's a traumatic one. Because some of my funny ones aren't rated to keep this channel on the air. Because what you think's funny and what I think's funny is two different things. So I could probably give you a story that's more related to trauma and some crazy stuff that I've witnessed in my career. Okay, so we had this lady who was super duper 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 intoxicated, trying to go down an escalator at one of the hotel casinos. And about 3 steps down from the bottom, she fell face first. And that little grate thing, you know, that little, I don't know, looks like a zebra, I guess. And her hair got stuck in it. Hey, Rod. And it literally ginsued, like literally perfectly sliced. No scratches, perfectly ginsued the scalp off of her head. And when we got there, she was sitting in a chair and her hair and everything, her hair, her scalp, everything was hanging in front of her face, being held on but literally by a flap of skin. And she was, like I said, super duper intoxicated. So at that point, all we can really do is clean off the brain dura, you know, because the head's very vascular, so she was bleeding pretty good. But we cleaned it off with sterile water and saline, and then flapped her hair back on top of her head and bandaged it up and took her to the ER. And apparently she made it because she tried to sue me in the hotel for something, but I won. All good. I did my job. She got to the hospital breathing. Holy moly. That looks like Russian, and I don't know how to read that. Okay. It depends, Heather. It depends on how, I would imagine she had microsurgery. I don't know if her hair follicles will grow hair again. I mean, she had hair when I went back to court, so I'm assuming whatever they did worked. But yeah, she was mad that we, in a sense, she blamed a lot of us for detaining her inappropriately because she was so intoxicated. She really didn't realize that her scalp was hanging in front of her face, literally. I mean, I could see just skin on top of her head and lots of blood. She was so intoxicated, I don't think she felt it until the next day when she woke up not intoxicated, but I wasn't there for that. Stand by, let me talk to Mom. Britt. Britt, there's 3 people trying to check out and they cannot get through the website. I don't know the checkout. It's only to get to your attention.
Are they on the website or they can't get it?
Can you specify what exactly is wrong with how you cannot check out so I can have them fix it?
Click the checkout button a few times. I think it's just being slow. But I can get it to check out.
Okay.
Somebody else just checked out of the website.
Well, someone just checked out, so it went through. So let's see. One user said it's stuck. Yeah, she said it's stuck in the checkout screen.
On the cart screen or the checkout screen?
She said checkout screen. Is it the cart screen or the checkout screen? But someone just put an order, so I just heard it go through. Copy that, tradesman. Copy that, Hemi. All right, they went through. Apparently, they must have had to click the button a couple times.
Yeah, it probably was just being slow. There's a lot of people on the website right
Yeah. You got it, brother. Any more questions? This is not my my wheelhouse, so I'm trying to learn how to do this internet YouTube thing. So if I suck, I apologize. I'm trying the best I can with what I got, where I'm at. Isn't that what PJ says? Dano, I can't really say a lot of my funny ones because they're like NC-17 X-rated because there were things in places that shouldn't have been, and to me those are funny. So most of my stuff is more gross than funny. Again, I was a medic in Vegas, so just think about what that place has to offer: gambling and lots of drinking. So I had a lot of drunk calls. So as far as drinking goes, I would say 99.9% of the people that are super duper intoxicated, they always have a head injury. They land on their head and get brain damage. So, or concussions, TBIs, because I don't know why, but they always fall on their head. Yes, they are USMC funny. Hoorah. You got it right, Snowbird. Hey, brother. Hopefully you got my message yesterday. Best Navy boot camp story. Oh, bro, come on. We already know how the Marines feel about the Navy guys. Although I can say, because we had to fight back with something, Marine stands for muscles are required, intelligence not essential. But shh. What is the best-selling product for Refuge? Oh, that's the Bear Fact, easily. That's the flagship. Hey, Chief. Oh, I'm assuming Chief since you said E7. But then again, I guess you wouldn't call yourself an E7 if you were a Chief. So you were a Sergeant First Class, a Gunny, Master Sergeant in the Air Force. I don't know. Well, I can go back the other way down and say Army stands for aren't really Marines yet. But shh. But you know, I'm always going to be more green side Navy than blue side Navy because I was with the Marines my whole time in. So I would say I'm more about Narine than I am a sailor. Oh, I ate a crayon the other day on a video they made me do. They woke me up. I was hugging my Marpat Bear Fact. And they woke me up to go back to work. Dano, I was just trying to, you know, we all that inter-service jokes on one another, but when it comes down to the shit, you know, if we're in the dirt, we got each other's back, and that's all that counts in the end, brother. Because I served with all the services, and when it comes down to crunch time, you know, we don't play that game. Our weapons are pointed down range, taking care of business. And there was a lot of crayon juice. Was there a lot of crayon juice in the coffee at ATS? That's what Henny said.
I know there's a box of crayons.
Uncle Sam's misguided children. Oh, sorry, I just saw. Uncle Sam. See, I'm not wearing my glasses. That's why I'm so close, because these letters are so small on this phone. Yes, we will do custom orders for sure. You guys to call us, and we can custom build you a kit or put components in a bag for you or whatever. We do that all the time.
Oh, I know what Hemi's talking about now.
I'm a Rizzler. I'm unfamiliar with that term. Maybe it's because I'm old. Ex-Army here, correct, brother? All on the same winning team. Robert, and I will say, what is it? Hua, Robert. How are the grocery prices down? How is the grocery prices down yet? I do not know. I don't go shopping. Ah, thank you, Hemi. The Riz. Did I train in San Diego? No, my boot camp was in Great Mistakes up in Upper Illinois by Chicago. And then I went to Devil Dock University at Camp Pendleton, which is, I guess, north of San Diego, Oceanside, more or less. But I did do some stuff at 32nd Street Naval Base in San Diego. But most of my time was at Camp Pendleton. My favorite class at Refuge is, oh, that'd be the responder, the 3-day or even the night course that we do on Labor Day weekend in September. That is an experience that you cannot even understand until you experience it. I'm sure there's someone in this chat that went through that night class last Labor Day weekend, and we test what you think you know. That was no joke. That's probably the most military training a civilian will ever get, because we had SF instructors there teaching stuff, and man, even I learned some stuff that I was like, oh, I didn't think about that. Best advice for an 18-year-old who's about to land in jail for driving so stupid, 12 called cops. Well, I need a little more context there, Circle G. Land in jail, I mean, yeah, Beartron, you know, you were there, brother. That was no joke. That was a great weekend. Someday soon, yeah. Yeah, people don't give Refuge enough credit for some of the stuff we train, or that they train civilians in, because you're basically getting a very, very, well, the didactic part and some of the stress we put you under. I mean, it's not a full teachable C course, but it's pretty close. And you're not going to get that kind of training anywhere else that I'm aware of, to get the same stuff that the military guys get. Phoenix, Arizona. Phoenix was kind of down the street from my old place in Vegas, a couple hours away. Yeah, we all want to hit that lottery ticket, Daniel, because God, I know I would do a lot of cool stuff with that money. Pay off debt, pay off my parents' debt, pay off my sister's debt, and then I'd have my homestead the way I really, well, the way my wife really wants it. Let me ask that question, Wilderness. Can you, I can't wait to take it. Do we know if all 10 by 12 plates are the same size? I mean, as far as different vendors?
10 by 12 is this size, so the thickness would
Well,
change.
he's asking about a specific vendor.
It should be a
So
10 by
who's the one recommend again?
10 by 12.
Yeah.
That should be standard.
All right, so the 10 by 12 question, my understanding, it should fit any 10 by 12,
Yeah,
is what I'm being told.
If it says 10 by 12, 10 by 12 is the same no matter what the vendor is. You would think.
Oh, I don't miss Vegas at all. It's funny, when I used to live there, I was born and raised there, but when I used to live there, to have friends come in town, like, hey, we're going to the strip. I'm like, have fun. I wouldn't go on the strip unless I was on duty. That place is nuts. Circle G, I don't know how to help you, man. I'm not an attorney or a law enforcement officer guy. I mean, he obviously needs to get away from the people, if they're, you know, his peer pressures, or find a new circle of friends. Can you attach side plates to that carrier? Let me go look, stand by. And yes, choices have consequences.
The invoice has to match the PO for them to pay it.
All right, let me go back to that question Rick had. Can you attach side plates? No, brother. That particular carrier does not have a side pocket or molly. It's just a strap. It's basically just a strap on the sides. So like you said, it was a very dumbed down version. Oh. Well, man, ballistics is not my thing, Wilderness. I honestly don't know. My last plate carrier was issued to me when I was on the Thames teams, and I just took what they gave me. So I'm a medicine guy. I'm not a ballistics or a rifle guy. I know the basics enough to be dangerous. Suggestion from my head. A Molly book cover for the scriptures. You talk about how the sew shop make that? That'd be pretty cool. Could definitely pass it up the line. What's in stock besides the 3.0? I have SOBs, I have bare mins, I have 3 colors of adventure kits right now, which is the Liberty, Ranger, and Coyote. I have a handful of multicam OpFacs. I think I have 2 or 3 black OpFacs. And if you want me to, I can make those OpFacs into travel facts. You know, it's the same form factor, so I can put the travel fact components inside of the OpFac and make it a travel fact. But you'd have to buy it as a travel fact and just say, hey, I want that to be multicam. So I do that all the time because it's the same form factor. The travel fact and the OpFac are the same thing. It's just the components are different. Can I send to Sweden? Can we send to Sweden? Stand by.
Take him back to shipping it.
I can't. It's plugged in. Can we ship to Sweden?
Yeah, well, the email's going to positivity from that. Okay. Is that gonna
Copy.
mess up things?
Oh, yeah. But only for.
So the shipping guy said you have to deal with the VAT tax and the customs fees and all that stuff, but we can ship anywhere in the world.
Let me see if I can
Let me
adjust.
scroll back here. Blah, blah, blah. So, Hemi made a suggestion about a tactical Bible cover with Molly.
We can't keep up with the current supply.
I'm just passing it on.
Email.
Mom said email admin@refuge.com for the tactical Bible cover.
Our sew shop can't keep up with current fit.
Can I fill your bag of painkillers? I cannot. I can't even talk about painkillers because, you know, depends on if painkillers in my world are prescription only, or you need a medical director to give those to you. He said, okay, Mom. Bible cover with tactical chicken, like
Gosh, why don't you know
that guy.
Your head. Hey, you know how to figure it out.
The tactical chicken.
I think you should just take a measure.
Hey, just a question.
Now, measure where the card's gonna sit. Don't measure for the top. Do you see where the card slides in? That's this height. It's gonna go.
What you got? What you got? Q&A. Whoop, whoop.
No, like whatever the caliper is, it should match. So match to the printed card size, not.
You can order from the website, refugemedical.com, or you can call the store, which is on the refugemedical.com website, and we can do it over the phone. That's a question for Mom. Stand by, Nathaniel. What's the deal with the whole life vac versus de-choker thing? I forgot.
De-chokers not in supply anymore. They went out of business, so life back is what you can buy.
Is that something we can buy from us?
No.
No.
They don't have a wholesale program set up.
Okay.
So if there's not a benefit, we have to charge them more than they could go on their website.
Gotcha.
and buy.
So,
Not in the business of
de-choker went out of business, and LifeVac does not have a wholesale program, so we would end up charging you more than if you bought it directly from LifeVac. So that's my answer to you, Nathaniel. Because by the time they ship it to us,
Life Back and Sell Refuge sent you.
yeah, you can go to LifeVac and say Refuge sent you, but we would probably charge you more than they would if you bought it directly from them because of the way the world works right now, as far as shipping and receiving and yada yada yada. That's a great question, Beartron. Are we doing any kind of night stuff like we did last year after the ruckus?
No.
Negative, Beartron, per mom.
September is when.
September is our only on calendar night thing, and that's the Labor Day weekend responder with the night stuff with the Special Forces guys and stuff.
Hey, you should get paid. Do we know real numbers? What is it? 3, 5, 5.
Shout out to So Team 6.
I'm gonna do it 3x4 on here, and then we can use the cutter, because it's just gonna have our logo and person's name. It'll be white, it won't be the bill.
Good afternoon, Robert. My name is Jeff. Howdy back.
Britt, you just want the logo in it, and then
I don't care, make it pretty creative. You
Snowbird, it's always good seeing you, brother. Take care up there.
name and title are my requirements. What you do with the rest, it doesn't take much time.
Whoo! Let me ask that question. I don't know how far. Stand by.
What is your
All right, who on the FBI watch list? Hopefully I'm not, but then again, I wouldn't be surprised if I was. You know, my social media is not exactly nice sometimes. Stand by.
You can be Doge of Refuge. Department of Doge, go. Do you want it to have? Yeah, do you want it to have a title?
Sales director?
Sales director?
Eastern sales director?
Eastern sales director?
But
That's
I
okay.
think it's in pictures, that makes Sean happy.
I used to have a whole box of those.
No, yeah.
Right.
Forrest, the Eastern sales director.
Eastern sales director.
How's
Yep.
that?
AKA from
All right.
Badass.
Okay, I'll put that on the
So, from my understanding, anything that's going over the pond to Europe or Sweden, it's going to depend on which service you use. And then again, how long it's going to stay in customs and the VAT stuff that we don't deal with here in America. So it's really hard to say. Typically, like when I buy stuff from England, I usually get it between 8 and 12 days. Because I do buy stuff from Great Britain or England. So, but again, I know that's a little different, but I can't tell you. It just depends on the customs and the VAT taxes and all that stuff, is what shipping said.
I thought they were doing basics.
Basics are $99 now.
Yeah, but you're just changing the.
I cannot tell the vacuum story on here. We will definitely lose our channel because it's very super duper R rated, above R rated actually, because it includes some anatomy that I cannot say on here.
Not the order.
So I'll leave that up to your imagination, or we'll have to have that face to face in front of a fire with some whiskey.
Product on the draft, not at the bottom of the order. Yeah, and I know you need to match whatever that is. That's fine.
God, these letters are so small. It sucks being blind and being old. Anything else, guys, gals?
available for pre-order, right? Rick is asking if it's in stock, he says they're not in stock.
They might be available for pre-order. They should be.
Joe, what did you order, brother? I can tell you your guesstimated wait time based on what you ordered. JC, I don't know about that, bro. I'm just trying to stay above ground, bro. Are vacuums dangerous, stray kitten? It depends. It depends if you're using it for what it's not intended for. I don't eat pickles. I'd have to ask that question to my wife because she eats pickles and drinks pickle juice, and that's not my cup of tea. Wink, wink. How would you approach a car wreck on a highway as an immediate response? Oh, that's a great question, Tuna. My opinion on the blanket, Rick, that blanket's BA, badass. Mag bag is still in production, brother. Slick kits I have right in front of me. As far as positioning your vehicle, that's funny because I was going to actually talk about that today. If you're going to be a good Samaritan and assist someone on the highway, obviously you're not going to have flashy lights like we do, so you're going to put your hazards on and park your vehicle in a way. Again, every road and highway is going to be different as far as the shoulders and the grass or the emergency lanes if they have or don't have those. But at the best, you want to put your vehicle, you know, like kind of sideways, like you're driving into the grass or to the emergency lane, or actually angle it out towards the highway. It just depends on how you approach the accident. But you also don't want to be right up on their butt. You want to give yourself some room. For God forbid, if someone smashes in the back of your car, you don't want to get crunched between your car and the car that you're helping, because I've seen that happen too. So just remember, if you're doing that, especially if it's dark, you are taking a risk of your vehicle getting destroyed because you're trying to do the right thing by helping somebody, because people are looky-loos and don't pay attention, or Becky's texting or whatever. It just happens. So those are the things you need to consider. It's kind of like when you're firing your firearm, know what's beyond your target. So people aren't paying attention. Can I explain the difference between responder 1 and 2? I believe I took 1 and 2 with y'all, but I'm not sure. I didn't take 3, but I can't remember. Thanks, Mike. That's a great question. I'm sort of new here, so what's the difference between 1 and 2, responder?
Responder 1 is massive bleeding, and 2 gets the scenarios.
Okay.
Scenario-based.
So basically 1 is about the bleeding and how we talk about the application of the tourniquets and packing.
Refuge responder is the hybrid, so it's 1 and 2.
Okay, so refuge responder is the hybrid. You get kind of a mix of 1 and 2, but if you do the essential responder with their separate classes, 1 is totally based on the trauma and the bleeding, and then day 2 goes into scenarios. Let's see. Absolutely, Dano, don't walk. It's their emergency, not yours. I say that all the time. That's what I taught my interns. That's the first thing on day 1 when an intern would get on my truck. I would say, check your pulse first, and it's their emergency, not yours, because you need to have a level head and have situational awareness and scene safety. And if you're by yourself, it's really hard to pay attention, you know. So again, we at least had the benefit of big ass ambulance or big fire truck, or, big red and blue flashy lights, which, is somewhat of a deterrent or a visual that people are coming up on. But your hazards are just little, your tail lights blinking yellow or red. It's not super bright and it's not annoying. So again, that's just some things you need to consider if you're going to be a good Samaritan and stop on the side of the road to help someone, which again is not a bad thing, but just be aware that you might get your car smashed into, because people don't pay attention anymore. People text and drive all the time, or they're got their boom music on, or their loud music, and they're rocking out, having a good time, banging their head as they're driving, or they could be in the middle of an argument with their significant other, and then they come around the curve and bam, hit your car. It happens. Ask me how I know. I ran those calls all the time. Do we offer a childbirth class for men to act as a midwife for their wives? That's a great question, Nathaniel. The midwife class, is that okay, because he's asking, his exact question was, do you guys offer a childbirth class for men to act as a midwife? Say that again?
Men can attend.
Yes, so we have a combat midwife class that men can attend, and I highly recommend you attend it, because we had some men last time that attended it and they said it was great. I actually am going to attend the next one just to refresh myself, because delivering babies is not something we do a lot in the field, and I'm sure if anyone's in the pre-hospital service or EMS like I was, you have to do CMEs or continuing medical education. And so basically, we do some scenarios with mannequins, and obviously do death by PowerPoint, but that's not a call we run on a lot. So it's always good to refresh yourself. I mean, even YouTube could be your friend on that, as far as what you would do for helping birth a baby in austere environments or whatever. I mean, even that's education. If you're a visual learner, I mean, if you're a textile learner where you have to put your hands on, I mean, that's a little different, because you can't do that from a YouTube video or a death by PowerPoint. But that's a suggestion I would give you, just to have that knowledge. Obviously, books. Yeah, if you had that prepper buckets, if you only had the 1-day course, you had the hybrid, which was the refuge responder. Yep. What is the biggest mistake you see in new EMTs? My biggest mistake that I witnessed was their willingness they want to help so bad that they screw up. Again, they want to be helpful, but at the same time, they want to rush right into, basically rush into the fire, and they need to step back and take a breath and assess the scene and let's see, and do. So yeah, so people, yeah, they don't, again, they rush into the call and they don't see what kind of damage the vehicle's in. If there's gas dripping from it, if there's a fire under the hood, I mean, it just depends on the situation. Like I've been there where I had to get there. I mean, I was private ambulance my whole career. I didn't work for the fire department. But if I got there before the fire department did, I would do a scene survey basically, and at the best of my abilities, I would chalk the wheels. I would obviously look at the person inside the vehicle, see if there's airbag deployment, how much intrusion, how much the door was bent in to the patient compartment. Where I'm from, if there was more than 14 inches of intrusion in the apartment, that meant trauma activation protocol. But I would try and make sure the keys were out of the ignition, that kind of stuff. It just depends, you just gotta use common sense on that and walk up on them and make sure the car's not gonna blow up on you, and you got use your senses, your smell, and just approach that car safely and slowly. Could you be a dude hopped up on stuff and waiting to fight? Could you be a dude hopped up on stuff and wanting to fight? Oh, dude, I fought many of people that were hopped up on stuff, and they, depending on which drug it was, because I remember when I first started, we literally had I don't know, she was like a 105-pound girl, and I had an engine company there, which is 4 dudes, me and my partner, 4 cops, and she beat all of our asses because she was like the Incredible Hulk. She was, I don't know, she was super strong, and it took another couple cop cars showing up, and we had to dogpile her. And that was before we had chemical restraints via narcotics. So we basically had to tackle her, but she was just like, a little 100-pound wrestler, and she was just getting out of all of our holds. It was nuts, but she was strong. What immediate steps you take for oil burn over the whole arm? We use dry dressings for that. We don't put any liquids on that to wipe the oil off. We would just put a dry, non-sterile dressing on there and take them to the burn center. That was our protocol. I don't ever put anything liquid per se on a burn. Again, it depends on the burn. I mean, we have burn dressings, and those things feel great for the patient, but the burn centers hate them because they have to debride that stuff, and it just depends. You got to use your best judgment. Do you want to? Again, I had to think of both sides of the fence as a professional. Now, if I was just Joe Blow on the street, I would absolutely pour a bunch of burn dressing on there because that's not my problem, that's the hospital's problem, and I hate to say it that way, but if you made the patient feel better by reducing their pain, that's what I would do. Patty Smith, I can't beatbox. I go. That's the best beatbox I got.
I'll keep going. Keep going.
There you go. That's my beatbox. Combativeness sign. Yep, absolutely. One of the things you also want to look at when you're dealing with patients is look at their pupils to make sure they're both equal. It's called Pearl. Equal and reactive to light accommodation. You want to make sure both pupils look the same size. One's not smaller than the other. Obviously, if they're pinpoint pupils, they're on some kind of narcotic or opiate. And if it's usually big or blown, they have a head injury, a brain bleed. They could be on acid or Molly or whatever. In my experience, again, I'm not the, no. Let's see. 3rd baby going to be born at home in a few days. That's awesome. Well, I hope everything works out, Nathaniel, because yeah, it's great having a midwife. There's so much stuff I didn't know that I know now. With the internet, with the invention of the internet. Obviously, it's been around for a few years, but there's so much more knowledge out there that we didn't get told. And I'm not gonna go down any rabbit holes about the Rockefeller School of Medicine, but they lied to us. I'll just leave it at that. Biggest mistake in EMTs. Yeah, the ABC says it's kind of antiquated. But again, I haven't taught professionally since 2015. I used to teach the course at the college, and we were still using ABC back in 2015. But even from the CME stuff, we're not using that so much anymore. But again, I retired last year, so I'm not current what's going on as far as teaching goes or what the national standard is. I mean, my ambulance service didn't stage their TQs unless they had them on their person. Ours were still in the packages in the jump bag. And yeah, that was a few seconds that we had to waste to get those off, get them out of the package. That is correct, Circle. Do not be a casualty yourself.
In case you come across this one,
Yep. Stop, look, listen, and smell. Absolutely.
wow, boy, just look it up. Did he place this one at the end of the last one?
Yes, I'm sorry. Thank you, Dano. I couldn't, again, I'm old, but yes, that girl that whooped her ass, she was on PCP. Absolutely. She was like, I swear to God, she was like the She-Hulk, but in a 5'4" form factor, and she still whooped her ass. Yes, ketamine, chemical restraints. That's what we use, ketamine now, or Versed, depending on the call, benzos. Trevin, we used to carry, again, every system's different. My system went away from lidocaine about 10 years ago, and I told them they were stupid, but yes, I've used lidocaine before, once upon a time, but in the system I left, they got rid of lidocaine because they were mostly only using lidocaine for cardiac stuff, not per se other items that you know, there's drugs that you can use. That's not per protocol that you could use, you know, for its not intended purpose, but lidocaine, absolutely. Cocaine is a hell of a drug. I've never partook, but I've definitely had patients that were on it.
Yeah. Chestel, Tourniquet,
Kishan, shalom, brother.
dogs, naso, emergency blockade.
Biphasic AEDs are still the best. Well, an AED is only going to recognize two rhythms. That's pulsus VTAC and VFib, because those are lethal rhythms. So that's why we don't use those as professional rescuers. We have the manuals. So we could for people with low heart rates, we could speed up their heart rate, that kind of stuff. We could adjust the voltage or the amperage, whatever. But yeah, most AEDs on the market are going to recognize those two rhythms that are lethal, and then prompt you through the CPR process, and hopefully record. Well, I appreciate it, Rick, but it wasn't. I wouldn't have retired, but I had to get out of Vegas, and because Vegas is no longer Vegas, it's East California. I'll leave it at that. And I'm tired of the orange cones that are now the new state flower, and the traffic sucks. Yeah, we didn't know at the time, Circle G. We just thought she was a psych patient, but she literally whooped our asses and threw us around like rag dolls. It was nuts. But that was in like 1997. That was a long, long time ago. Have I ever used Narcan? Dude, I can't even tell you how many times I've used Narcan. I have stories about Narcan. I mean, sure, I can tell you a story. But you have to use Narcan, and we call it titrate to effect. So if someone's super jacked up, you want to get them back to the point of just breathing normal or close to normal, but you don't want to slam that shit because well, again, I don't know how it is for the nose stuff because we didn't have nose stuff, we had IV stuff, so I can't speak for the nose stuff. But if I started an IV on someone, I gave them Narcan, and I pushed it too fast, they would have projectile vomiting, and we did that as a joke to some of the nurses that were mean to us. We'd wait till we got to the ER, and then we would slam the Narcan so they'd puke on the nurses, but that's a story for another day. Absolutely, Dano. Heck yeah. Vegas is awesome. Surefo, Daddy. It's great. Circle G, that was, I would say, 85% of our calls. Why are we here? This is not a 911 problem. That's an education problem. But people, again, I'm trying not to get political, but after Obamacare came out is when our whole life in pre-hospital EMS went to shit as far as stupid calls, because everyone was entitled, inspected their Medicaid card, mean they got a free ambulance ride. And in their defense, when Obamacare came out and shortly after, people's wait times to getting their primary care physicians got extended. So, I don't want to wait 6 weeks to see my primary when I can just go to the ER and use the ER as my primary. So that was still ongoing right before I retired, because people just, became the norm. So nurses are only supposed to have like a 4 or 5 to 1 patient ratio. And they were getting, like, at least in where I was in Vegas. Again, Vegas is a decent sized metropolitan city. We had 12 or 14 hospitals. And believe it or not, Vegas does not have a drunk tank. So we had to take all the drunk patients that were super inebriated to the ER to be babysat by an RN who's dealing with, critical patients, breathers, people that are on ventilators, as well as babysitting crazy drunk people. And that's not what they went to nursing school for. So, but that became the norm. We used to get yelled at when we brought drunk people into the ER back in the day. And now it's like, hey, which club did you get this guy from or this girl from? And so it's just normal. It's normal now, at least in Vegas, is nurses doing stuff in the ER that is retarded, pardon my French, but they should not be at the ER. And then people need to be educated on what to go to an ER for versus a quick care or a clinic. But again, that's just education. What's my take on training as a Leo as combat medics also? Gunshot wounds, and if one can shoot another. See, I would love it if Leos were tactical medics, or at least they had a division or a couple guys on shift that were there to help the regular beat cops do stuff like that. We didn't have that in Vegas. The only medics we had were on the SWAT team, and that would be for raids or serving warrants and stuff like that, which is what I did. We would serve warrants or whatever, and but yeah, I think all Leos should have at least EMT knowledge, but they don't. They just get basic training on, again, my experience where I lived. I can't speak for the whole country. They would get basic knowledge on tourniquets, and even in the stuff they were taught about tourniquets and how to stage them was wrong. There were a couple of guys that would go, if you're going to be a cop and try and do medicine, I mean, the best thing I can say is if you weren't prior an EMT or didn't do any EMT training or medical training of some sort, on your off time as a guy, I graduated high school and I went to the academy to be a cop. They should at least YouTube how to do EMT shit, and have a general idea, or do ride-alongs with the ambulance or the fire crews so they can at least witness it with their own eyes. Just to get that experience. But I wish all cops had more medical knowledge than they do. Yeah, I'm not gonna get into the whole Bear versus TJ Bear or Striker tug of war thing. I can't wait to see that tug of war. That's gonna be awesome. Who was my favorite frequent flyer? Oh, dude, I had so many frequent flyers. But we had a guy when I first started. His name was Cowboy. Guy used to be rich. He was like an architect, and his wife left him. He went crazy and went on the street. And he would, half the time he wouldn't call. We called them cell phone Samaritans. They would just call. There's a drunk guy or a guy dead on the sidewalk. So we'd go 911. Roo, show up. Oh, it's Cowboy. We'd take him to the ER because he'd be drunk 99% of the time. Well, he got to be so bad, and again, this is right when I started. I was brand new. But we sent him to California on a bus. We all pitched in together and got him a bus ticket and sent him to, well, I didn't. I wasn't part of that, but the guys bought him a bus ticket, sent him to Cali, and within a week later, they told us to keep our own trash. They sent him back because apparently he made rounds down there too. That's awesome, Trevin. That's awesome. Yeah, JC Fixer, before I got out here, I was really surprised because, again, being that I was in the military as well as I taught EMS and had interns, I was really surprised on what these guys know here and what they teach. I mean, I saw the stuff on the YouTube like everyone else, but until I experienced it for myself and being in class, I was very, 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 very amazed. Shalom, Blade. Is that a nice Kamala Harris poster on the wall? I don't don't see anything that looks like Kamala Harris. What? What was my first call? Oh, jeez. My most memorable call was when I was on my internship, as far as when I was new. And I think I told a story months ago about the lady who was at a convenience store and her finger got caught on a shelf, her ring finger, like the shelves that we have here, those kind of shelves, and her ring finger got caught up on a little metal nub, and she fell off the shelf and her weight degloved her whole finger. And when I showed up on scene, the fire department was already there, and they said, they just pointed in the back of the room, and I went over there because my FTO was like, it's all you, go get him. So I went over there, took a report from the fire department guy, and I looked up, because he was pointing up, I looked up, and at the I thought it was a joke because I was the new guy. I thought they were messing with me. But there was literally a finger stuck to the shelf, to me at the time, big old red, long, leaf press-on fingernail on her finger, and all her tendons were hanging out. And it looked like jellyfish legs, whatever, about 5 feet worth, hanging from the top of that shelf. And it kind of, my partner, my FTO's partner, was like, dude, you turned white as a ghost. I'm like, man, I didn't expect to see any shit like that. That was nuts. So basically, we just took her finger off the shelf, put it in a plastic bag, and then put that bag in a bag of ice and took her to the trauma center. And I don't know what happened after that. Yep, she got degloved for show. It was a trip. Dano, I ain't gonna lie to you, brother. I'm new on my walk, and I don't know a lot of verses. And I pretty much stick with, you know, because I come from the military, and I'm trying to walk in Jesus' footsteps, or Yahshua's footsteps. I'm gonna go with Exodus 15:3, like TJ teaches about all the time. Yah is a warrior. So, I mean, that's the only one that literally coming in front of my brain, and that's the only one I know by heart. So, I'm still learning, brother. I'm super new on my walk. Rick, there's no such thing as the weirdest call ever, because they're all weird. If you're calling me to your house, 911, that's the worst day of your life as the patient. So, man, there's, dude, I can't even, think about it, bro. I lived in Vegas, 24-hour drinking, 24-hour gambling. I mean, like I said, there's things that were shoved in places that shouldn't have been shoved, people that fell off of buildings. I mean, people that jumped through out of windows, trying to do a Thanksgiving turkey in oil, did it the wrong way, it blew up in their face. I mean, I could just go on and on and on and on. Dano, I appreciate it, brother. I will look that up when we're off this live stream. A normal call for a stray kitten? Vegas is also a big retirement community, so we have a lot of, you know, grandmas and grandpas that come there retire because of the weather, you know, and they're usually in the bingo parlor playing bingo, or Keno, bingo or Keno, one of the two. And they're usually breathers. We call them breathers. Anyone with a respiratory problem, we call them a breather. So they had COPD or some kind of respiratory problem, and they would get short of breath. That's the most, I guess, common call, or I shouldn't say common, normal call, is we get a lot of geriatric calls or people that can't breathe. I've only been a boo-boo bus patient once. What about me? I've only been on an ambulance myself once. Actually, it's a funny story. Well, not really funny, but I was at work doing admin stuff at the ambulance shop, and I was slamming down Starbucks like it was cool, like quads and triples, and I had palpitations in my heart. And I was in the I had just got into the reserves in the military. I went into the reserves, and we were actually getting ready to fly out to the Ukraine to do some training with their naval infantry. This is years and years ago, like in the early 2000s or late '99, somewhere around there. And I had like really fast heart palpitations, and I was supposed to fly out the next morning to the Ukraine for a month of training. And my battalion surgeon had to come out and assess me, and he looked over the notes, and he didn't think it was as bad. Think it was, he didn't think it was bad enough for me not to go. So I AMA'd and I went, took care of my Marines, because that's what I do. That's what I did. And I didn't have any problems while I was in the Ukraine training, so it all worked out. I blame it. I'm gonna blame it on the espresso, because I literally was slammed. I had like 8 or 10 Starbucks quads and triples that day, so I don't know. Favorite senior citizen patient? Oh gosh. Favorite senior citizen patient. I wouldn't say this is my favorite, but we used to have a lady that calls all the time because she was lonely. I mean, she would call 911 and basically out of the dispatcher, and say she was having chest pain and stuff. She was a super sweet lady, but she was just lonely, and that was pretty much her only excitement, is getting all those sexy firemen and sexy ambulance guys and medics in her house. And there was nothing wrong with her. She was lonely. So we had a lot of calls like that, where she was living by herself instead of assisted. We tried to get her to assisted living, and she refused. Her faculties were still all there. She's like, I am not gonna have someone wipe my butt for me and fix me my meals. I'm gonna die in my own house. I respect that. So it's hard to say favorite senior patient, because again, it's hard to say. Hey, story time. I've been telling stories for the last 30 minutes, Saucin. Yeah, again, because in a sense, if you think about it, seniors are babies again, in a certain way. They need the help. They can't wipe their butts anymore, or they're wearing Depends, or they're not as strong. They can't walk as well. Do a shop tour for the new people. I can't, unfortunately, on this phone, because Lauren didn't charge her phone, and it's plugged into the wall right now. So if I unplug this phone, I'm gonna lose the live feed. It's literally on red. I don't even think it's charging. I have a lightning bolt in the battery, but it's like way less than 10%, brother. Blame Lauren. Don't give her any snack money this week, or send her a chat. Yeah, dementia patients can be fun for sure. I mean, heck, I'm experiencing dementia, I think. I forget stuff all the time. And seriously, I would love to, Rick, because that would just change the stuff. But this phone is literally, it's plugged in, but it's red on the battery. Again, it's Lauren's fault. It's her phone. Any more questions? Oh yeah, those are fun, for sure. Circle G. I'm sorry, I'm trying to squint to see these itty bitty words. Yep, they definitely have no filter. Yes, electrolytes are your friend. What up, homie? What up? Any more questions, store questions? I'll try and answer medical questions. Again, I'm not a doctor. I just seen some stuff once upon a time. Is electrical tape better than I guess there's two schools of thought on that. I mean, some people think that the commercially produced Band-Aids now have, bad chemicals in them. I love Coban. Coban is my best friend. So if it was just me, I'd get a 2x2 or a 4x4 and Coban the shit out of it, and that'd be my Band-Aid. That's just me, because I love Coban. I appreciate it, Rick, but man, you don't have to, brother. Take care of the ladies. We're good. Let's see. Yeah, Yoshi's a cool cat. I'm glad he got to go. Can't wait till he gets back. He went back home to pack his house. Yeah, that's tough, man. You got that addiction, and forget about your other your regular medical emergencies or needs. We could prank Hooter. What would you like to do, Striker? Let's think something up good. I am not a fan of paper tape, brother. But again, that's just been my experience on the boo-boo bus. Silk tape is a pain in the butt sometimes because you get those strings. That's why I said I love Coban. It just adheres to itself. It's not sticky. You don't have any residue. It just adheres to itself. You can mummify someone with it. You can bandage them up with it. It's kind of dual purpose for me. But that's just, again, my experience. I would have to use paper tape on certain people that would be on like oh my God, see, I'm having a brain fart moment. Steroids, like they get that paper skin, you know, really thin paper skin. We do an IV on them and we use regular tape, silk tape, and it would rip their skin off. And that's not fun. They get all those little skin tears. So, you know, because paper tape, at least the stuff that we used, wasn't super duper sticky. That was just sticky enough. But then that's when I started using Coban. For people that had that, you know, that were on steroids a lot, have really good paper skin, I would start the IV and just put the Coban over, like kind of like you get in the ER when you draw blood, you know, and you donate blood. They usually, you know, they pull the needle out and they put that little 2x2 folded up piece of gauze, and they would just use that purple, green, red, camouflage colored Coban and just wrap it up and tell you to bend your arm and hold it for a second. That Coban stuff. Ever since we got that stuff stocked on the ambulance and I didn't provide it myself, that's pretty much all I used exclusively was Coban.
I'm taking an extra long lunch tomorrow.
Word, Daniel.
Waffles to the vet.
Yeah, Yoshi's a good cat for sure.
Not this Thursday, next Thursday. Kelly is gonna.
I haven't experienced Teflon underwear. I'm curious what that's like. Is it you know, non-stick? I mean, is that, you know, if you have a shark, you just wash it off with the water? I'm not following. Yeah, you talk about Yoshi. He's got some knowledge. That guy's a good cat. Like I said, he's a good cat. I use Tegaderm on occasion. It just, you know, if I had time to start, you know, if I had like time to start the IV and like we're on the way to the hospital, we had Tegaderm, and I would do that because the nurses prefer that too, so they could, you know, use that as a window to see, you know, the catheter going into the skin. You know, obviously they like that better. But again, they work in a more clinical environment than I do. We're in a box bouncing down the road. And sometimes if you're, you know, doing multiple things at once, you know, you have to do your patient care report. Sometimes do it, you know, we call it doing a radio in Vegas. There's two different terms. To do a patch to the hospital or do telemetry to the hospital on the radio. So if we're doing all that stuff and I got a 15-minute ride, I'm just trying to do everything as quick as possible. I didn't have very many long distance transports. All my hospitals were within 15 minutes, unless I was out, you know, going up to the mountain or something. And then I'd have time to, you know, do stuff a little more precise. What's my job? What, Emma? At the store? I just have a Glock 19, brother. It's standard every day, nothing special about it.
That just comes with it.
Just a regular old Glock 19. Yeah, and that's another thing that was frustrating too. People wouldn't tell you. You ask, you know, you do your basic patient demographics. What's your name? What's your address? Blah blah blah. What are you allergic to? Give me your allergies, and they don't tell you about the tape stuff. And then you put tape on them, and they lose their mind. And it's like, well, you didn't tell me. This is what we have. And again, another reason why I use Tegaderm. I very rarely ever use tape. At least in the professional setting, I use tape, duct tape, and stuff. I'm doing ghetto shit. What kind of store is this? Oh, we do tactical medicine and first aid trauma kits based on the March algorithm and tactical combat casualty care, that kind of stuff. My favorite duty boot. Oh my God, I went through so many duty boots, Trevin. I started out with Danners, then I had some Chippewas, and then as time progressed, I was like, I don't need all that crap because I'm not a firefighter. I'm not going into burning buildings. There's a lot of debris. So I ended up getting like high-tech tactical tennis shoes, I guess. But then I strictly started wearing Merrells just because they were comfortable.
Oh, yeah. Oh, 100%. I think it's, yeah, it is. Hunter's here.
Oh, dude, there's some funny stories with that shit. I remember when I earned, once I got with my unit in the Marines and I earned the true word of the name Doc, they would let no one else, like if we were at another place or another BAS or whatever, battalion aid station, they would not let no one else but me stick them. But when I did stick them, they'd pass out like little bitches. But they'd have tattoos. It was just, that to me was funny. I'm like, dude, you got like a whole back tattoo and you're gonna pass out and turn like a white ghost when I'm sticking this little needle in your arm. That shit cracked me up. And I would give them shit for it all the time. I remember when I went to live tissue training before I went to Iraq the first time. I had to get a sternal IO. I had to experience what a sternal IO felt, and that shit hurt. Big ass 10 gauge needle surrounded by, what was it? I think they were 18 or 16 gauge needles in a big circle, and they stick that sucker right in the middle of your sternum with a big old center punch. That shit hurt. But they said you have to experience what your patient's going to experience. So I had to go through that. I had to get a nose needle put up my nose more times than I care to remember. Didn't like that shit either.
Nice. Okay, I'm gonna do one more. I'm gonna zoom in on you, and then I'll zoom in on you. Okay.
Yeah, it's fun. It's fun teaching new people how to start IVs because they get they get excited, and we call it shaky Pete syndrome when they're doing this. And again, their emergency, not yours. Just go nice and smooth. Slow is smooth and smooth is fast. But they got to learn because doing the mannequin arm in class is a whole different experience than actually doing it to someone's real skin. So, and I had to learn that the hard way too because my FTO was did miss. Thank you. I was having shaky Pete syndrome with a geriatric patient, and it was just a 20 gauge needle, but I was going super slow because I was scared. And after we got out of the hospital, she in the back of the truck, and she said, now let me show you what you did to this old lady. So she grabbed out a 16 gauge needle, and that's a pretty big lawn dart. And she used my forearm, which is super tender. And she went super slow with that 16 gauge needle, and it hurt like an MFer. And I learned right then and there how to do an IV and never screwed up again because that shit hurt. I agree, Jimmy. You need to experience what it feels like. I used to let my students, when I was teaching at the college, and even my interns in the beginning, I used to let them stick me in the hand. So I still got some decent veins, but I would let them stick me in the hand with a 20 or 22. And then after a while, after my hands turned black and blue, I stopped doing that because it literally was painful. So I was like, yeah, I'm not sure you're a stab lab dummy no more. Oh man, so I had to learn. I spent, it was 2006 and 7. I was at Landstuhl in Germany, the Army hospital for everyone coming from theater, and I had to go into the pediatric ward and the baby ward, and that's the first time I learned how to do scalp veins on babies. That was scared the shit out of me, but I got comfortable doing it after a while. But not that I did a whole bunch of them, but that's a whole different experience. I mean, there's times where, especially diabetics, where their veins are so shitty, I would stick an IV in the top of their foot just to get them aligned. Fort Bliss. I spent some time at Fort Bliss, brother. I was with shit. What was it called? Hold on, I have to look at my. What was it called? I was at Joint Task Force North at Fort Bliss. We were teaching the BORTAC guys how to do tactical medicine, and there was a compound within a compound within a compound. So I guess it was SF stuff, is my understanding. But yeah, that was a cool gig. I did that for a couple turns. Stand by 1 sec. I gotta get some water. Thanks.
Just let me know when you need assistance.
Hey man, you can join the party anytime you want. Hooter. Let's see. 37 it says, I think. 37 people and 84 likes ish. Striker, I don't know, brother. I went there to specifically to teach with whatever I just said a minute again. That's so long ago. I don't remember what they're Joint Task Force North. And like I said, I just remember going through a compound, through a compound, through a compound. And there were some SF guys in there, and then the teaching cadre that I was with. Most memorable call you want to tell someone what they did was effing stupid. Oh shit. That's a great question. I'll have to think about that one, because there's a lot of those. I should braid my beard. I need it to grow more. As you can see, I don't know how to. This beard thing is new for me too, because as a public servant, I couldn't have a beard because you have to wear a mask. So me growing this beard is completely new, and I'm still trying to figure it out because I haven't had a beard my whole life. I mean, even my hair's long right now. I've had a Marine Corps flat top since day one, and until I moved here, my barber's not here, so I'm kind of just doing it myself, and I suck at it. So I'm still working through the things. If I was there in 07, I heard that Mike is around very much shit. Let's go get that with us before I finish. Yeah. Yeah, we used to, I mean, when I was in the Navy side of things and some of the, alternate training we did, we would have to start IVs on ourselves. And that's was fun to do because of the angles and stuff. I mean, when I went to medic school, I remember they made us, one of the scenarios I did, I had to intubate someone upside down with a neck collar on with a straight blade. Britt, hydrate per Rick. Okay.
Does caffeine count?
No.
Caffeine does not count because that's a diuretic. That is not hydration.
I drank almost a whole water bottle already.
What?
A whole one.
I'm gonna go back to the early 90s and use the Camelback commercial, hydrate or die.
I thought that was liquid death.
They stole it because Camelback had it first.
Do you have shot photos of that kid?
That's why my mom had to treat a kid with pneumonia. Oh, I've had that call. I mean, this has nothing to do with what you said about your mom treating a kid with pneumonia, but I had a kid in high school who sneezed and he had a pneumothorax just from sneezing. That was a crazy call. He was turning blue like a Smurf.
Someone has the case on Monday.
Yep. Oh. Do I support Trump? I don't really want to get into political stuff here, but if you're asking me if I like what he's doing, I'm going to say yes, because this country is effed up and it needs to be fixed. Because I think we should, and here's my prime example for all this Doge shit that's going on. As long as my brothers that are veterans are sleeping on the street, screw Iraq and their Sesame Street. That's my feelings on the matter. Because none of my veteran brothers, after they got sent to someone else's war and came back all broken for some senator or some banker should not be on the street, and the VA treats us like shit. So I'll leave that alone now. I'm gonna move on. I'm a flour tortilla guy, unfortunately. I don't know if it's unfortunate, but I like flour versus corn. Yeah, it pisses me off when I see veterans on the street. And again, I don't know how much of the news is inflated as far as all the money they're finding, or if those things from USAID are true. But just if they are true, those, and even, well, I mean, even recent history, the people in North Carolina that Grindstone went to, they got screwed. So we're teaching people how to do Sesame Street and gay stuff in Burma, whatever, and that's dumb. Why can't we fix our problems here first? We don't need to be the police of the world. We have so many other problems here that need to be fixed. Team dark chocolate. Cacao. Team flour. That's a good word, Maker and Patriot, man. God bless you, bro. That's awesome. My favorite kit from the store, because my personal kit is nothing that we sell. Because the form factor for what I like, for what I'm comfortable with and used to, doesn't work for me. Well, I mean, I have an OpFac and an SOB that I would put on my belt, but I mean, it depends on what you want to use the kit for, to be honest. I mean, do you want to just throw it in your trunk? Do you want to put it on your kit? Do you want to have it easily accessible? I mean, we have a lot of great kits for that. I mean, I personally like my ankle kit. I mean, I have that from the store. I wear that daily. I wish we'd get those little mini shears that Bob has, because that would be another thing I'd add to it. Or, you know, if not, if we don't get them anytime soon, I'm just gonna go buy my own. But those mini shears are pretty badass. And right now I'm just using those Raptor shears because they fold. But the Bearfac is an amazing kit. It's just, since I'm not doing anything mission oriented, or I'm not hiking every day or camping every day, I don't, you know, I literally, depending on which vehicle I'm in, I literally have Bearfac-ish type kits that I had prior to. That I could just, you know, here, you get this kit, you know, I would just throw them, here, take care of that guy, but I don't do that anymore on the daily, so, but I have the capability, if I need to throw someone 10 different Bearmans or Bearfac style kits, that would work just as well, because the components inside are stuff from this store. Dano, that's a great question. So I went to Mississippi for deployment, and I died there, literally. And I came home. My wife asked me what I did with her husband, and then TJ put out a word about hiring medics, and I put my name in the hat, and I got picked, and here I am. That's it in a nutshell. I was gonna retire anyway, so I mean, whether I got the job or not, I was actually heading in this direction anyways, to, you know, because we bought land. So my wife wanted to do the homestead thing. So if I didn't get a job here, I'd still be here.
Striker Cade, can't wait to see you, buddy.
This news feed or whatever feed, whatever it's called, it's going slow. The chat, there you go.
Yeah.
Yes, I was baptized. I died, and I came back a new man. I literally, my wife literally didn't know who I was when I came home, because I was a completely different person. That deployment changed me forever, 100%. That's where I met Mouse.
That's fun. Mouse is a good guy. He's a little goofy, but.
Yep.
What's up, Bertrand? Jimmy Carr?
I know. It's like
3 more weeks and a couple days. I know, that doesn't feel accurate, but it is. 3 more weeks. Yeah, that's coming up quick.
What's up?
The ruckus.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah, that's right.
I have to start training.
Me and Foa get to man the refuge table, so I probably won't be outside much. So.
Oh, you found an excuse not to.
No, I
is
was
that what it
I was voluntold.
Well, thank you, Rick. I also think you're pretty cool. So, right back at you.
Clickety click. Clickety click. Lauren's
I
tap
love
dancing.
when Rick. I love getting to like add to Rick's building order.
Oh yeah, he wanted to see his
always the
bucket
best.
over there, and I say no, that's gonna be a surprise.
Surprise.
Because you have like 15 different invoices in there.
He does. Well, I've updated one of them.
Shalom, Britt from Strikercade. I don't know if she's online or not. She's doing director of operations stuff. Juice, send it. Camera bomb. Yeah, Lauren does that on. I bomb her too, so.
I mean, it makes
fair
sense,
is
right?
fair.
She's the media person.
I mean, it's her phone. That's still dead, even though it's been plugged in for however long we've been online.
Have we tried a different charger?
Oh, no. I am the oldest person in this store. Old AF. What brand of red pack is that? Oh, you talking about the stomp bag behind me? I believe it's Lightning X, if memory serves correctly. I just stuff them. All right. Yep, Twitch is a good guy. Doc, yep, I miss Doc. I haven't seen Doc in a hot minute. Oh yeah, 37-degree water. Yeah, that must have been super fun. But hey,
Where was that?
I guess he did it here in Oklahoma, and the water was 37 degrees with Twitch and Doc.
That's probably about what it was when because I got dunked at the ruckus in the.
Oh yeah, that water
trough.
was cold. Yeah.
Well, it's just weird too because it was in a trough.
Juice, I didn't see your question. Let me go back and scroll up, brother or sister. I don't know. Let me go look. All I see is I have a question. So I don't see your question, Juice.
No, tuna. Remember, it's peepaw.
Yeah,
This
Bob
is
calls me Peepaw.
It's not. Or papaw, Mike. I guess.
Papaw, yep.
To authorize the president to enter into negotiations to acquire Greenland and to rename Greenland.
Why are we buying Greenland? Yeah, what's up?
So these are the.
They can be, Striker. Once I build the kit, it fits better if I don't use the Velcro sides, because it makes a skinnier form factor. Because when they're Velcroed down, they're fatter. So with all the crappy stuff in there, it's easier to just lay them on their sides. That way I can shove more crap in there based on the component list. I'm 54, Rick. Born in 70. Told you I was old AF. Hello from Colorado. What part of Colorado? That's where the other half of my family's from. At least my mom's side.
Netflix.
Slow check. From the Springs. Oh, I got a funny story about that. I was supposed to go to the academy, bro. In my senior year, I had all my appointments and everything. In my senior year in high school, I decided to screw off and go party with my friends. I lost my ride to the Air Force Academy because I wanted to be a jet jockey after seeing Top Gun. Long story. But I jeep around the San Juans down in Durango and Silverton and Ouray. That's my favorite jeeping spot. Down there in the San Juans. But I don't live on that side of the country no more, so old farts rule. We have our moments. But I tell you what, I would love to have his back, because mine's all broken, because I'm old.
That's fair.
And his knees. And his non-arthritis. Yeah, 28 years of lifting obese people in and out of an ambulance does wonderful things to your back.
I bet. Well, they always say lift with your legs. not
I
your back.
even lifted my legs, and even having a partner help me lift the gurney sometimes. There's still some big folk out there. Big folk. Well, Justin, we try, man. We want you to talk to a human being and not some guy named Bob that's from India or something, you know.
Whoa, why would people harvest me? What's going on here?
That's funny. Someday I'll have you make me a pack with hook strips inside, and I'll have the components organized. Yeah, I have a bag. I was just showing Hunter and Phil my gear bag, and
Oh, dude,
I'm
it's
still
super
it's a work in
cool.
progress.
Super cool.
What does Father Yah use the most broken, Mike? I don't understand the question.
He's asking why
Why
the
does
father uses the most broken.
Oh, that's a great. Do you have an answer for that question?
Well, I'm not Yah, so I can't have
Well,
a
right.
definitive answer, but
Sure.
like my
Because God knows
my look on that, right, is at least coming from my own personal experience. So like I too am a broken man, right? Because none of us get out of this thing without being broken.
There's only one perfect man.
But I've noticed that after I've come to this path, that the Father has used in my brokenness to become a witness and testimony to other people with that same brokenness.
That's a good
So
word.
if you will, that navigates me to a certain crowd that maybe others can't receive. Because think about it in this way. If someone were to come to you who never had the experience that you're currently experiencing and tried to show you how it was going to be okay, or, you know, witness Messiah to you, it's probably not as received coming from someone who has no understanding of your current, like, brokenness. But I struggled with the P word, I don't know if I could say that on here, for a really long time. And I remember, like, because I used to work at Toyota, and I went to the shop one day on one of my off days, and I basically set up a little Bible study, just witnessing to people. A lot of the dudes that
That
were
takes
over in quick service.
that takes guts to do
And
that for sure.
I was like being vulnerable with all these guys because it's a shop full of guys, and I'll let you imagine what that looks like. And I'm explaining how I've struggled with these things and using it to show, like, this is what the Father can take a broken man and do with him, right? Pointing all that up. And I had an individual come up to me after the fact and go, "Hey man, I just want to thank you." And I was like, "Well, why are you thanking me? You should thank Dad, right?" And he's like, "Well, you being vulnerable and like sharing,"
Because we have to be
because
tough.
he was saying that same thing, right, is what I struggle with. And so something about being vulnerable and willing to share that with somebody else who's also having that same struggle, he's like, "Hey man, that really opened my eyes." And, you know, it showed him that he's not alone, and it helped him get, you know, back on track. And he was a Christian too. He went to church and yada yada. But I guess maybe nobody in his current experience at that point had that kind of vulnerability, with him before. So that's my understanding in my walk, in my faith, of why the Father would take broken people and throw them out into the world to broken people and be like, "Hey,
We're all broken.
I
though.
too was broken, and look,
Some people don't
now I'm
admit it.
not," right?
Some people don't admit that they're broken because their pride or their ego,
Well, we can talk about the words "I am" real quick, right?
right?
Who is I am? And if you're going to constantly put "I am" in front of all this negative stuff, you're now negative self-talking not only yourself, but the great I am, which is Yah, right? Yah's none of those things. Yah's not broken. Yah's not unfaithful or untrustworthy. Like, he's actually quite the opposite of that. So, you know, we should probably learn to talk better.
Shalom, T.
that, and you know,
I'm trying to
power
understand
of life and death are in the tongue. So
in my years of experience, what are the top medical items that you would have changed the scene if the patient would have had on them? Bertrand, I'm having a kindergarten moment. I don't fully understand your
okay, so he
question.
says, in your years of experience,
What are
the top medical items that would have changed the scene
that would have changed the scene? Oh, see, I read
if
that
the
wrong.
patient/victim would have had
Oh, of
on
course,
them?
if they had their own gear on them. But again, I mean, God, that's a great question. That's
think?
I mean, if they had their own gear on them, I mean, it's hard to say because when you're there in a professional capacity, you're not really looking to see if they have that gear on them. And I knew my gear bag where everything was. If someone was there as a bystander and they used their own gear, per se, not necessarily the patient or the victim, but if someone was a bystander and they used their own gear, I would resupply them right there on scene if they used their own tourniquet or their own 4x4 gauze or whatever, because I would have used it anyways, and the ambulance company's gonna charge them 800% markup for using that. So screw him. That guy, spent his $37 on his tourniquet, so why should he be out for doing the good thing? So I would say, here's a replacement tourniquet, bro. If you order the bag only stump, does that include the inner? Yep, the pouches come with the bag only option, Rick. You just gotta stuff in it. I'm not a video gamer, so I don't even know.
You know, instead of GTA 6, hear me out. You could get like a Bible. You can learn about this guy named Yeshua or Jesus, and that'll be way more impactful than the newest and latest GTA.
Bertrand, my only experience with someone using their own tourniquet in the field was in the military setting because all my Marines in my squad had a blowout kit on them. And they were instructed to use their own shit first before I had to use mine. So that's my only experience as far as, I never experienced that on the hospital or the pre-hospital EMS side.
And it's just a bareback outer, so we really don't need to have a picture of your outfit.
I have not. I've heard people tell me verses from that book, but I've never read it myself.
Yeah, me too. I've only seen like verses here and there, and it's interesting some of the stuff you can find.
Yeah.
Because even their false prophet, right? He directed back to Messiah, Yeshua Messiah, Jesus the Christ, as like being, he revered him as a prophet as well.
I agree, Robert.
So
Yep.
that's kind of
Absolutely.
there's actually a lot of.
Sorry, David. It's just this. I'm still getting used to this, and it's. Plus, you can see how crooked it is. so it's kind of annoying me.
I think
I-
you
now I-
slept a little
'cause-
farther on
yeah,
that
'cause
side.
well, I think this side's actually longer because
Oh,
I probably
maybe.
I probably trimmed it wrong or whatever.
It's okay. I'm still in that like weird stage where I'm trying to fill in the gaps.
Well, thanks, Dano. We're trying to keep it real, brother. Hit some strings on this guitar. Robert, add a slick kit to that. Yeah, chill.
I love the slick kit. I need to get another one. So I had one that popped on me, and I ended up getting one of the side-handled like pocket bags, and just throwing all the components in there. And then I actually swapped that out with somebody for a top handle, and then threw it in an SOB bag, and then built my
I got
own
a taper
SOB.
fade.
But I miss carrying the slick kit because depending on what you're wearing, I have the ankle kit now, so I don't feel as stressed
Yeah.
about it.
Well,
but-
that's Bertrand's question. My personal favorite kit is my ankle kit because that's the one that's on me 24/7. Well, not when I'm sleeping, but it's on me more
okay,
than it's
yeah.
not.
So, favorite for sure is the ankle kit. I mean, I've abused it for over a year now. So,
Well, thanks, Tiffany. I don't know which left you're looking at, but I'm sure we both appreciate that.
sure, that's the world we live in.
I'm old. It's probably the young guy, which is that's fine.
Whatever.
I'm married, so I can't flirt back. It's inappropriate.
Doug from
Vindicta.
Vindicta Solutions. Heck yeah. I'm not familiar on. I don't know. I'm not in that loop.
Robert, that's a good
But I
word,
would
brother.
also look forward to
You
it.
should know how to use your gear, just like you should know how to use your weapon.
Yeah, that's true. The best kit is the one you train. Also, the best kit that you have is the one that's on you at the time, right?
Yep.
So it don't matter if it's a slick, a stomp, a one single 5x9, like that's all you have. That's
My
the
beard is
best you
just
got.
driving me nuts. It's like slanted.
It's funny too, because I didn't know how I would feel about an ankle kit for for a time, but then I was hearing all this like good testimony on it. People really liked it, and I was like, I'll give it a shot. And,
What's the most life-saving skill I would show? I'm a cat guy. I have soft tees, but I'm more familiar with the cat. I actually have a cat in my ankle kit. I took the soft tee out just because of familiarity.
So
But-
me personally, I keep a soft tee in my ankle kit, and then always usually carry an extra cat tourniquet, because you kind of have the best of both worlds, in my opinion.
Vic 55. What color field medic kit did you order? Because that's what we're waiting on, is a couple colors to come in. What are we gonna do now with what? After the show's over, we're gonna go back to building kits. That's what we do here. Do I still have, I mean, look,
I'll
Rick,
go look.
oh, I'm pretty sure we do. Yeah, I just grew up with the cat, the soft tee,
Yeah, we got a plethora.
we got a plethora of 12 panels. The soft tee was, I guess, introduced to me well after the fact that I went through Cat 1 through Cat 7, basically, because I was there with Dave, the first one came out. Because back when I was in the military, when I first got in the military, I had a little piece of PVC pipe and a cravat. That was my tourniquet. That's what they taught us to use in the military.
That's crazy.
I literally went to Home Depot and bought 10-foot pipe and cut those things in, 4 or 6 inches long, and made my Marines and my squad their own blowout kits.
That is a good question. I don't know the answer.
What's that?
Striker asked why the 12 panel was actually less expensive.
That's
than the
I
6.
don't know, because a 6 seems heavier and thicker to me, so I don't know. Maybe because it's 12 panel.
What's up?
Oh, it might be a time thing. I think one's
Oh, yeah,
6
let me
hours,
see.
one's 8 hours, or something like that. Yeah, because with the soft tee,
The
it's
6 panel actually
it's a little
lasts
different
longer. It's,
as far
it's
as
10 hours.
putting
but
it
then
on.
The 12 panel is only 8. Up to
Yeah.
8.
Vic, I'm waiting for your bag to come in so I can stuff it. I already have your gear pulled. I'm just waiting for the bag to get here because supply chain's a bitch. I'm just being honest. What is the most life-saving skill you would show Mike Hunter? Is it Hunter? Is that a short version of Hunter? Hunter?
That's
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I just want to make sure I'm not retarded.
Well, anyways.
He's not giving me mouth-to-mouth recreation. That's for sure.
Well, see, you're probably way more qualified in that department. I don't know if
Sorry,
there's
little
anything I
EMS
could
humor.
show you. I don't know. I think I'd spend more time learning skills from him than teaching him anything.
I love teaching this stuff. I mean, I actually started a program at a high school back in 2010, high school kids, and that was an experience. Got it, Dano. I'm just making sure I wasn't reading it wrong or you weren't doing typos, because I'm old and I'm a little slow. Yeah, Vic, brother, trust me, bro, it's breaking my heart that you guys aren't getting your kits like you should be getting your kits. It doesn't matter, one side of the coin. We're paying for it too by not keeping our word and getting it to you in a timely manner, and it frustrates us just as much. So trust me, we hate it too, because supply chain. That's all I got. Supply chain or the fabric. I mean, literally, red fabric fell off the internet or fell off the world. We couldn't even get it for a hot minute, and then we got it, and then we had to get it cut to, you know, for the kits, and it was super frustrating and held up your guys getting your kits just for the red fabric for a minute, and it's frustrating.
Sure, Rick, we can absolutely do
It's just
that.
up to Lauren when she wants to end this thing because we're at her leisure here.
We are at her leisure.
She told us to get on her phone and talk to you
Here,
guys.
do stuff.
I'm cool with that, Dano. No worries. I don't feel disrespected at all, brother. I have
I
so
don't
many.
either.
I have so many nicknames. I was a little bummed out when I got here, and there was already a guy named Doc, so it pissed me off because I've been called Doc from my Marines, and the people that I work around that were in the fire department, they all called me Doc, and I can't be called Doc here because there was already a guy here first with that nickname. So they stuck Medic Mike on me, which is not my favorite, but I'll run with it.
We could call you Eminem.
Eminem. I don't know.
You know,
But
Medic
yeah,
Mike.
see, I don't like that guy either. He's a little weird for me.
You know what? Yeah, that's true.
He's like, get back to work.
No, that's Texas T. He needs to get back
Oh,
to work.
copy that.
Yeah, get back to work, dude.
I don't remember. I remember that one time me and Vo were on the line a few months back, or 3 or 4 months back. We were online for a hot minute, and Mike. Oh, Mini Mike. No, I already have short person syndrome. Lauren was like, "Oh my God, you guys were live for like 4 hours." Yes, that was probably the time you're talking about, Stryker. Yeah, she freaked out because she thought we were going to turn it off. She's like, "You didn't tell." I was like, "You didn't tell us to turn the camera off." So we were literally online for what, 4 or 5 hours that first time.
Sounds like a great time.
I mean, literally, she had the camera over there, and we were just
I think I remember
doing
that one.
orders, and
It was you and Fo,
me
right?
and Fo. Yep.
I was sitting there the whole time, just working on cars, probably.
So we got 47 people, 97 likes, good odds, good numbers. This is a gay channel. Thanks, bro. Rainbows.
Come on. You gotta try harder than that. Can't break us.
Yep. Bye, Ari. Well, I guess the wrenches got him.
I guess you aren't a big fan of keeping blood in your body, huh?
Yeah. I mean, you just happened to stumble across this channel. Yeah, let him be silly. It's
Lone
whatever.
Star, I missed you at Men's Retreat, man.
Sticks and stones may break my bones. Oh. Hey, Grandpa. It's Peepaw.
Mm-hmm.
My granddaughter calls me Pop
That's
Pop. If
Peepaw
you guys
to
want to
you.
laugh about that, she calls me Pop Pop. But she's barely 1.5 years old. Kim Fogg in Albuquerque this morning. I'm sorry to hear that, Tuna. Hopefully, they can get some big fans and blow that shit back up into space. I don't know. I hate the fact that they're gassing us one way or another. Maybe. I don't even know if that's a real person. Is that a real person? Or is that?
I wouldn't say it out
Yeah,
loud.
no. That's why I was.
Yeah.
What are you guys? What are you doing, guys? We're just hanging out with you guys. That's what we're doing. Oh, yeah, Bob's got so many flags. I'm assuming most of these are Bob's. I don't know. But yeah, we have a lot of flags in this store. I mean, let me see if I can do this. There's a lot of flags in this store. That's Bob's desk. There's our mission statement right there. See if I can bring this cord. And then there's flags on that wall down there by Lauren. Over there in the corner. Don't tread on me, all that stuff. Where am I from? I'm from the city of sin. That's why I don't live there no more. The best flags, tremendous, believe it.
The accordion. Gotta love the accordion.
Ah.
It's crazy.
It's gonna get better, Lone Star. We have, well, TJ has plans. I shouldn't say we, I'm not part of that equation, but TJ has plans. What you guys assemble, everything. You have to have a foundation first. So we start all the way from Band-Aid bags all the way up to that big red stomp bag right there. But you gotta have the Band-Aids in a bag to put in those pockets and the tourniquets and the dressings and the tapes and the shears and the, yeah. I don't know if that's my position to talk about that, Rick. That's not for me to talk about. He's just chilling, doing his thing right now. He's got a lot of stuff on his plate. I'll leave it at that. The best medical supply, believe it. Tremendous. I can't do the Trump thing. Here's a blast from the past. Hold on. My old buddy Rand.
Biden's economy.
The best
The great economy. Some say it's the best economy. I don't believe it.
That was MC Rand. I missed that guy.
I was like, oh, it's in my bag. They're here.
We do not sell on Amazon, brother. We sell directly from refugemedical.com.
China.
Everything we have, for the most part, is made right here in the good old US of A. Guaranteed for life. Thank you, Stryker.
Did that thing come through for Dawn?
Thank you, Rick. Gotta love those blue wrenches. We have some components from Medline, yes, sir. Yes, we do. Not Chinese. Well, it's hard to say nothing's Chinese. I mean, most stuff or a component of the stuff comes from China, so that would be not that wouldn't be honest. I mean, there's some component that was probably made over there or sent
Even if
over
it's
here.
just a wrapper.
Yeah,
that
I
they're
mean,
putting it in, you know.
I mean, because
really, really
everything,
hard to get away
some
from.
components, some part of the component is from there. So you just, we're not
Plastic bottle.
we're not gonna
or-
BS you with that because that's just fact of reality in the world. Right on. Yeah, we had a lot of Medline stuff when I was on the AMBO. And it worked. I mean, they kept buying it and we used it. Okay, not fully Chinese. Believe it. Tremendous. I just gotta do the...
You'd think that guy was composing an orchestra.
Right. He
Well,
definitely
hand movement.
loves to talk with his hands. That is faux show.
Maybe he just has ADHD.
He might. Buy USA. Keeps us employed. Got to bring back manufacturing. Get back to that industrial revolution, whatever. That is correct, Jessica. $2.99 during the stream. Well, it's not just during the stream. If you buy anything over $2.99, you get a blue TQ and a Rescue Me tool as the promotion they're doing right now. I'd be asking you hardware advice at Home Depot with my soft hands. Ooh, Stryker, man, that's the question we always get. Well, the best answer I have is our nylon's guaranteed for life. You rip it, we replace it, no questions asked. And if you save a life with the components, we will replace those components. I don't think anyone offers that service. He does. He talks like this, like he's from New York or the Bronx or something. You know, manja. Yeah. But he's also from New York, so maybe that's just that. He grew up in the Bronx or Brooklyn or whatever. So I'm sure he was around all those wops. I can say that because I am one.
Jimmy Carr, shalom, brother.
Wait, what if I don't know which kit I need? Well, Stryker Kate, if you call the store, we can help figure out that problem
Or
for
you
you.
get the live chat too.
You get
That's
the
an
live
option.
chat. Yeah, the live chat works. There's actually human being
There's
on the internet
real
live chat.
people
Even
that,
TJ enters
like-
the live chat on occasion.
Yeah.
So we can custom build a kit for you. You know, I mean, it depends on what your needs are.
I think the most important thing is our goal isn't to like sell
Yeah,
you
I'm not gonna
anything you
upsell.
don't
I'm not
need.
gonna sell you that kit just
We're
because I
gonna
want to
break it down to brass tacks of like,
Yep.
well, you're looking for the stomp bag, but in reality,
Yeah.
you know,
We have no
what your
reason to.
situation is, you might just need like this BPK
We
or
have no reason to take your tax refund or your retirement check because I know people that do that. They just want to get the sale. We're not about the sale.
Originally,
We're about value.
when I originally grabbed those, I looked at their website, it was just $5 a piece. Now that's retail.
Yeah,
So they're $10 for two.
Wisconsin.
we do that and then,
I got a lot of friends from Wisconsin.
prices and shit.
That's the smaller ones, the bigger you get, the more expensive they get. But the price you have.
Oofta, don't you know? Where is that, Minnesota? I can't remember.
they're pretty close, I think.
Circle G, your wake your replacement parts for what? Is that from us?
Yeah, it's cool, you can put your phone in and still use it.
Yeah.
I forgot that.
Yep.
Evie, if that's a legit question,
Yeah, that would be really.
that's a really hard thing to deal with. Anyone that dies, whether it's overdose or not, it's, I just got back from my mom's funeral, so I can relate. I mean, if you're in faith and you want to talk to dad upstairs, if you believe that way, you know, talk to a friend that you can relate to. But you know, my mommy just died, so I just got back from her funeral, so
Yeah, when you
I-
get into
I-
the sizes that we
it's-
use for kits.
this is gonna sound, hopefully this doesn't sound wrong, but you know, it's been my experience that time heals all wounds. But you also have to have people you can talk to and get out your emotions and your thoughts out to someone that's gonna listen. That was another thing I did on the job on the AMBO. I called myself, I was like a bartender. I was a verbal punching bag. I had that people let me have it. Give me what you got. Get it out. And I was literally a verbal punching bag.
I think before July, we need to have a hiking, camping trip put together.
Honestly, we are.
Yeah, we had grief counseling or post-traumatic stress the debriefing cruise.
As soon as the weather warms up, I want to do some hiking. We're talking.
Do you guys have any opinions on the life vac? I don't have any experience with the life vac. That question was asked earlier, and your best bet's to go to lifevac.com or whatever their website is directly, because by the time we got it and sold it to you, it'd cost more because they don't have any wholesale pricings for anybody because they're the only kid game in town now since what's the other one called? What's that other life vac thing called again that we don't make no more?
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
right.
D-Choker went out of business, so Life Vac, is my understanding, is the next best thing, only game in town on that end. It seems like a good option, especially for kids in the area where CPR can be dangerous due to size. I can tell you right now, family, that the first time I did CPR on a geriatric or a senior citizen, I destroyed her sternum. I broke all her ribs. That's just part of the game when you're doing CPR. It sucks. There's just no way around that.
You have to use laser. You can't use inkjet, you gotta use laser.
Okay.
Broom beard. Yeah, I know my beard. It's all jacked up. I could probably, here, let me see if I could.
Sweeps. Sweep.
I'm sleeping. I used the broom beard. There it goes. It worked. I got a little bit of dust off the table.
Oh no.
Appreciate it, Rick. Yeah, D-Choker, yeah. They apparently they went out of business, so they don't always break. It's just, again, it depends on how much, you know, if you're a obese person or you're a muscular guy, probably not. But if you're a senior citizen or a kid, it's, I mean, not supposed to use the full force to go down the full 2 inches or 1.5 inches on a kid. You're supposed to, depending on their age and their size, you can use the two fingers, or if it's a baby, use your thumbs. But again, honestly, those aren't questions I asked, because in the heat of the moment, you're trying to breathe life back into that kid or get their blood pumping, going back through the heart and oxygenate the blood. That's not something you're thinking about. And those kids really get healed in the ER. Our job in pre-hospital EMS, honestly, in a nutshell, is to get them to the hospital breathing, let the docs and nurses and surgeons do their thing. Because that's the one rule we had: no one dies on the bus, and no one gives birth on the bus. That was our goal. So if you're technically breathing, clinically still breathing, or breathing for you, you're not dead, and that's just what we lived by. Yep. Oh, I have plenty of friends from the military that have taken their life. They either became alcoholics or drug addicts, and it's tough. And there are even friends that weren't in the military. Just get so depressed and don't think they have anyone to turn to. T, what the hell is this? We're having a conversation. Do you want to join it or not? People are asking us questions. We're giving them answers to the best of our ability. Anybody else got some stuff to talk about, questions to ask? Welcome to the Refuge Medical Live. You got it, Bertrand. Some of these trolls.
Trolls be trolls, man.
Yeah.
It's okay. Can't seem to get away from it.
Yeah. Under the bridge sometime.
Hey, man, we're just enjoying the day that Yah has made, man. It's, I don't know. What about
Yep.
you? You doing
We're talking
all
about
right?
medical gear, medical questions. Well, thanks, Mirage. I wish I could get it to do not this slanty thing, but you know, I'm new to the beard thing, so it's kind of driving me nuts right now.
Oh, how about this? You got any beard tips?
It probably needs a good shampooing and a little trim right around here where it's doing this thing, and yeah.
Do you replace kits if they have been stolen?
I don't think so, because that would be operator error. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. If someone broke in your car and stole it, I would have to ask that question. That's not something I've ever been asked before. Get him, Bertrand. What? God, this is just a hot mess. I wish I could braid it. See, I have like calyx in my beard. It's kind of annoying. Mirage, if you're asking how much my kits are, they range anywhere from $1 all the way to $2,000. Like that big one right there, that's our Moab, mother of all bombs. A hospital on your back. All right, Rick, I'll check that out, brother. But again, like I said, I'm new to this beard thing, and it's a work in progress. Oh my God, it just looks horrible. So I can just, it's driving me crazy. Less than funeral flowers. That is a great word, Striker. Cry once, buy once. Or buy once, cry once, excuse me. That's weird. I'm seeing questions you're answering that I don't even see the questions. That's weird. No Narcan classes. I didn't even see that question.
I think I might have.
Oh, and there it is, Daniel. So what I could tell you is honestly, at least get a little bit of general knowledge. You can YouTube Narcan classes. At least get a general idea. It's not practical application, but at least it gives you a little bit of knowledge. And most civilian use Narcan is nasal spray. I should take that back. We had IV Narcan on the ambulance, and we had this little adapter we could stick in your nose, but we rarely used it. But because of liability and stuff, the civilians get it, you know, the stuff that squirts up your nose. You just got to know to administer it. You don't want, you know, you have to time their breathing so they get the full effect of the drug when you're squirting it up their nose if they're, you know, semi-conscious. Mike needs nicotine. I don't need it. I just choose to have it.
Your body sure thinks it needs it. So to
Yep.
the question of replacing kits when they're stolen, the best answer that we really have is a lot of that stuff is very situational dependent. So if something like that does happen to you, best advice that I could give you is email admin@refugemedical.com, and just kind of explain the situation. And
That guy's
it really-
talking.
yeah, it's me talking. By the way, hi.
I was like, my ventriloquist.
But yeah, just email admin
I
at
kill you!
refugemedical.com and just kind of explain the situation, and then we make our executive decision. Yeah, that's a good one, Striker. I tend to
Well,
agree.
Again, I can go down a rabbit hole why I do nicotine, but that's a rabbit hole.
Well, I will. Okay. I am not a doctor, so I want to preface this next statement with that. I am not a doctor. I don't know anything. But there has been study
That's awesome, Rick.
suggesting that people with
If you know how to do it.
ADHD actually self-diagnose or not self-medicate with nicotine. There's substantial evidence that it actually helps a person with ADHD maintain focus. That doesn't mean it's good for you.
I also heard it's an appetite suppressant. What do I know?
So
That's what I heard anyways.
And a lot of the issues you run into with that, again, not a doctor, but a lot of the issues you run into that is the delivery system. It's like obviously if you're putting any sort of toxin or foreign object into your lungs, smoke, right? That's where you get issues there. A lot of your tobacco leaf-based products that go in your mouth, that's where you get problems there. So I mean,
100% Mario. Yep.
that's what I saw. I watched a neuroscientist one.
No, I just haven't brought the new stock to the front. They're in the box back here on the shelf. My bad. I got stuck on the live stream.
We're just leaving an empty bag in the shelf. It's like leaving an empty milk bottle.
Don't do this on TV.
Down to 2 bags though.
What happened?
Nothing.
Okay.
You wanna see it? You wanna see?
Addiction is a
Do I
real
wanna see
thing as long as we are honest with ourselves about it. Yeah, no, that's absolutely true. I've actually been
Always into each other.
trying to get away from smoking myself. Done it for years.
Yeah, but cigars are so good.
Well, I smoked other things, so nothing
How many people are
illegal.
on here?
42.
Okay, who would be interested in a hiking kit? A very lightweight kit that you can go hiking with.
Foe,
but
the
it's
idea
also
man.
going to be waterproof, so you can take it canoeing, hiking,
Oh, like scuba rock.
kayaking. And it's a possibility of being resealable. So, all the new stuff I get to work on. So we got a hands up, yes, 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 yes.
Hails to the yes.
So, me. Oh, I know you, Rick. I know.
We'll just add it to your pile, Rick. We have a pile already going for you. What is that? Number 60
All right.
invoice.
All right, I'm gonna try to make it, and then I'm gonna see how much it weighs, because that's a big thing with
So is
hikers.
this something that you like would be like a good add-on to other stuff, or is it like?
It'd be something to throw into your bag, your hiking bag.
Trev,
That
I
is
have lots
medical.
of big kits.
So when you're hiking, you
that
want
you
to
can
take
put in your
medical
car.
with you.
Depends on what kind of car you have and how much space
something
you
that
want
has
to take
a
up.
Slishman, some OTC meds, Band-Aids, emergency blanket, some gloves, stay strips, stuff like that. So, cool. All right, thank you guys.
Hiking kit.
How about one that fits on a prosthetic leg? You talk about attaching a kit to your prosthetic leg? That'd be an ankle kit for me.
Yeah, I was gonna say you could probably slap an ankle kit on there.
Won't fit around prosthetic legs are thinner, so you can't fit an ankle kit around that.
Okay, well, I stand corrected.
prosthetic leg?
I guess we could put some Velcro on your prosthetic leg and put a Velcro backing on it. I don't know. I've never been asked that question, so.
Can you back around that leg of that?
Fo, the hiking kit cannot weigh no more than 1.5 pounds.
1.5 pounds.
Yeah, that's the most it should weigh.
Okay.
Because ounces equal pounds, especially when you're wrecking.
So 1.5 ounces.
Sure.
No, 1.5 pounds.
Yes, sir.
1.5 ounces is
Will you do a
Mighty
two-part
difficult.
My
system?
goal is to keep it under a pound.
So he wants
Heck yeah.
He said, what about a two-part system with a zippable water-sealed top for the immediate easy, but sealed for the lower SH? So you basically want two compartments in the bag? That'd be interesting how to vacuum seal that.
I think it's down to if they. You'd have to like seal one half of the bag,
Mm-hmm.
stuff the top part, and then seal it again, or see if they have some sort of vacuum sealable bag that has.
Blast
two
radius, that's why I
compartments.
moved to the country. I'm tired of the city. Faux daddy. Ankle kit's too big. Okay, copy that. Well, I mean, technically, couldn't we make a smaller version with less elastic on it so it would fit better? I don't
Yeah,
know.
But then what would that do to the components?
Oh, that's true. Or the pockets, yeah.
And does it have to?
Do we help refugees? Not directly from this store. We have friends that do stuff like that, but
Striker's asking. If
I
we
don't
got
know
water
their operational
purification
stuff.
Tablets in that kit.
No.
water purification's in that kit from
we
Stryker.
don't carry.
It's true. Maybe you could do like an add-on, put like the soy mini on there.
That would be something we'd have to look at.
I think for the
Was it
story,
Jam and
maybe
Joe?
they
My
do
eyes are
make
bad,
it
so
a little
Jam
No,
and
just
Joe,
like
something
having
we'd
it
have
as
to
a
probably
compartment
research,
with the
brother.
britches.
Yeah, you can add on put the Soryo mini in your bag.
Yeah.
2 cat
It won't
TQs
be
equals
in
6
the
ounces
kit,
alone.
but
Right.
Good luck, Circle G. Hopefully you're teaching them some good math, not that Common Core stuff, because my son brought that homework home one time when he was in school, and I felt like a dummy, because I couldn't do that Common Core stuff.
Math sucks.
That's a good word, Dustin.
Guess you could.
Yeah, I mean, those are valuable options. Okay, thanks, Terp. We're not doing politics in here. We don't care. They're both left wing, right wing, same bird. But we're not gonna have that conversation.
I don't know if you read the Bible lately, but putting your faith in man usually doesn't go well.
Yeah, we don't put any politician on the pedestal. We don't worship those people. You have a below the knee amputee. Oh, dang.
Strike K with the hammer.
Yep. What are we doing? GV, we're having medical discussions about trauma kits and medical questions and stuff like that from our nation of loyal followers. That's what you walked into.
Beartron.
Hey, Jack. Canic, I didn't see the question, bro. Or ma'am, I don't know.
Let's see what we got. What was it? Canic?
Mechanic. Hi. I see hi from Canic.
Well, hello. Welcome to the live.
Answer you. Hi. All I saw was you saying hi, Canic.
No, it's the bare min contents plus like skin glue.
Well, Jack, if you're not going to be a douche, you're not going to tell you hit the road. So, I mean, as long as you're going to be cordial with us, we'll be cordial with you. And the blue wrenches won't give you the band hammer. So, we're just having a conversation. We're just jaw-jacking. Just killing some time, answering questions. Because of that song. Oh, copy that. Hit the road, Jack. Don't you come back here no more, no more, no more. Oh. liquid skin. You just literally apply it and it hardens up. It's crazy glue.
Much like super
It's
glue, right?
super glue, crazy glue. It's all the same stuff. It's sterile.
I don't know if it's anything like what they, because I had my thumb sliced up and I was playing baseball. And,
Oh, it
you know,
stings.
we wear spikes, cleats, whatever you want to call them, and I was getting picked off at second base. So I dive back and kid that's covering the bag steps on my hand, cuts right through my thumb. Had no idea, yada yada. And so anyways, I ended up going to the hospital because that was the advice. I didn't think it was that big of a deal. It kind of just hurt a little bit, and it was bleeding. But
Yep.
advice when we got back into town from my personal trainer, he's like, you should go get that checked out. I'm like, okay. So I go in there and I sit there at the ER for 3 hours. And I was thinking, okay, this is bad enough. He thought that I was going to get stitches, but I waited 3 hours for this guy to pull out what I thought literally said super glue. Could be wrong.
It's called Dermabond in the hospital.
I'm pretty sure I read
Derma
the
meaning
bottle.
your skin.
Anyways, just took the glue and put it right there. Like, they try to push it back
Yep.
together and just put the glue right
Yep.
on it. And, kind of wrapped it.
You can go to
keep
DG and get it.
Bond in. Yeah. And then, it was just like that for.
Oh, it stings.
Yeah, it didn't feel good. Also, my personal trainer just decided to try to make my thumb bend in a way it shouldn't, to look in there and that was
That
the
it
best
does,
part.
Circle G. It does. It burns like a mofo.
What's really cool about the skin glue is
Get chickens, Mario. That's the
they're
best
so
answer I got for you.
thin, you could just stash them in kits and stuff. It's like a good add-on to kits.
Yep.
I literally have one in my pocket right now. It's stuff that my idea of a kit because when I worked at the shop, I would bust my knuckles.
How do you open a
with
liquid
both of my
skin
hands.
tube?
Oh snap!
I'll measure it,
Go
Snapalicious.
away that sucker.
but it looks like 7 or 8 inches by 5.
How do you open it? Yeah, let me just open it. I might use Gorilla Glue gel somewhat often for that. I mean, that'll work, bro. As
I
long
know
as-
plenty of people that have done the same thing that they did to me at the hospital with super glue, and they're fine. So
Yep. Just like the toilet paper thing back in the day.
we also
We can decipher the misspelling, trust me. Yep, crazy glue was a thing back in the day.
How thin that is. 14.9 ounces. Under a pound.
Word.
wow.
I just met Mike who she's hairy. I don't get
Why
it.
would you read that out loud, Mike?
Oh, but I'm Buck. Shh. I'm just, dude, I'm squinting to read because he's lit.
And we're cut.
They're back there. Hunter,
Yes, ma'am.
can you grab Jen where the pack inserts? It's in the bleeding control station pool at the hospital. Thank you.
There is none.
Yep. Stereo strips or closure strips for sure. Hey man, walnut butter's pretty good stuff. I've had walnut butter. I've had, oh God, you name a nut, I've had it in a butter. There was a health food store I used to live by, and I tried all of them. They were all pretty good. Pecan butter was bomb. Almond butter was bomb.
Anytime.
Baritron said, so much yes, foe.
So much, yes.
So much yes. I have the desk kit from Foe's Design. It's beautiful, man.
Nice. One more touch. If you look here,
Ziploc.
that's it. resealable bag. So if you rip it open, use something out of it, you can reseal it and then carry on your way.
Heck
And
yeah.
it stays waterproofish. I would rather use super glue than put it. Yeah, stitches don't feel good. Down under, how you doing? Fo, do you know the weight of the fire kit? Which fire kit are you talking about, Rick? Is that my boyfriend, YouTube bot? Well, maybe. Maybe not. Bandhammer. I'm just gonna play along.
No more bots.
Fire bucket?
He just said fire. He said the fire kit. Which fire kit are you talking about, Rick?
We get those, that small, the burn kit or the burn bucket?
He's using the word fire, so hopefully he'll type back in.
Fire kit. We have we also have the fire starter kit.
Yep. That don't weigh nothing.
No. Some kindling and a ferro rod.
Well, that chat is just flying by. Dang, it's 3 o'clock already? Holy moly.
Yeah, but like, how cheap is your life? You know, is your life worth $30?
Yep. You want something that you know is gonna work. Cry once, buy once, cry once. No, Bertrand, you're killing me, Smalls.
Did again? Not the left. Couldn't you have chose the right arm this time? I'm gonna need a new tourniquet soon.
One live stream?
Yeah, dude. You got us. Oh, son of a...
Yeah, the fire starter kit with the ferro rod. Dude, that weighs like nothing, bro.
That sucker's on there good.
Buddy
Soak dryer lint and scented wax. Ooh, that sounds
almost went the wrong
like
way.
a great idea.
Yeah, I'm already dead because I was too busy looking at the screen instead of my
Come
tourniquet.
on, Mike.
I can't do that my right leg because my tourniquet's on my left arm. And I don't have all my tourniquets on me at the store. I mean, I have the store, but I can't open up a brand new one because then I have to buy it, and I already have 15,000
Might
of
as
them.
well. I need a new one at this point
Silk
anyways.
dryer lint. Yep. Fire starters. Hey, y'all. Are y'all lovers? Nope, we aren't.
Is everybody on the internet?
I know, man. What's going on here?
Yeah, I also only got 2 turns on my win list, but I think it's because mine's all stretched out at this point.
Start an IV on me. Look at that vein. What? Put a lawn dart in that vein. Good word, Dano. But I only carried one on me today. Cause I'm in a, if it was like legit no bullshit, I have a whole wall of tourniquets that I'm not even gonna ask permission to use. So that's how I look at it when I'm in the store. Thank you, because look at that. Look at that vein. You can start, literally, put a lawn dart in that section. Ooh.
Blame Bob. I didn't make the rules.
Yeah, well, thanks, Bob.
At least nobody on the chat has those little,
Oh my God.
little poppers.
Woo! Tingle, tingle.
Well, you can keep that hate in Australia, but we send you love from Yeshua Messiah. Because he loves you.
Thanks,
In case you
lady.
didn't know.
You have a blessed day, brother. How dare you call me brother?
Yeah, I hope
I
you find
identify with
joy,
the
peace,
cupcake.
and love in your life. I really do.
Isn't it past your bedtime down under? Isn't it like nighttime down there? I don't know.
Saying he's cranky?
Maybe. Needs his bottle? I don't know. Stand by. We're restaging our tourniquets in case Bertrand gets us again.
And now that is type of speak I like. We hope you have a blessed day too.
Thanks, Johnny. It's past your bedtime, boy. Put a shrimp on the bobby. Oh, wait, we can't do shrimp. That's not Levitical. People that are upside down get cranky.
I mean, yeah.
They switched his date 4 times already.
Jim, Toby, you're welcome, but I don't know what we helped you with or the store helped you with or...
Oh, he might have been the one that came in.
Oh,
Yeah.
you're right. Duh. Now that... See, told you. Remember that CRS conversation? Can't remember shite.
Peepaw, he's a little delusional. It's okay.
Got that dementia. Well, that's not good,
What?
Jammin' Joe. Why would you get
That's
in
a
trouble
really
for...
interesting
That's a
church.
life-saving skill. That shouldn't have gotten you in trouble. They should have been
A
thankful.
church that's not down with
Yeah.
preservation of life? That's
Yeah.
weird.
What kind of church is it? You remember that conversation? Yeah, CRS, CSS, CHS. Yep. I have all of them. La-dee-dee, la-dee-da. Well, 39. Bad church then. Yeah, especially if you were doing something productive and positive.
Yeah, that's really odd to me.
You may
that
be in
they
the
would
wrong
get
church,
upset.
homie.
It's very possible. Yes, that is correct. If you spend over $2.99 at the store right now,
We
you
get-
get a blue tourniquet as well as a Rescue Me tool.
You know,
It's got like a
cut-
seatbelt cutter,
Yep. and a
window
punch,
breaker.
Yep. Little keychain thing on it.
How much did I say that was? It was 14.9?
Yes, sir. We've been on for 163 minutes. Dang. I don't know, Mario.
It's what, almost
Until the boss tells us to turn it off.
2 hours?
I think it's been a good conversation
Yeah,
thus
we
far.
haven't been yelled at yet, so
Yeah.
it's got to be good, right?
Nope, we sure aren't. Ooh, that's a great question, and I'm not gonna answer. My back door is always closed, exit only. And if you're gonna play that game, I'll play it right back.
3 more hours, we set a new record.
Right. Well,
we won't be here.
Yeah, the store
3 more
closes in two. Actually, probably closes in 1.
For Rick, adding these two would make it 1.3 pounds.
It's below the 1.5 margin.
Yeah. How well will it fit in there, though?
That's the question.
Yeah.
Possibility.
Well, outside of the ferro rod, I feel like it would squish down decently.
Sorry to hear that, Circle G.
Favorite kit to
To
build?
build,
I can make it happen.
that's again, favorite's such a
Well,
because they're all different. I mean, that's kind of vague. Favorite.
well, so you have a least favorite to build, right? One that you just don't like building. If you didn't have to build it that day, you'd prefer not to. Stomp bag.
that takes
So, like, my answer would be
that one.
honestly.
That one takes an hour to build. It's a pain.
I
but-
actually like building those
Yeah,
personally.
it's a time killer for sure.
Well, not even that. I'm very OCD, ADHD.
Right.
And so
Shrek, that's
knowing
above my
how
pay grade,
things
brother.
kind of just work together.
I'm not in that position to offer testing stuff.
It would take me 10 minutes to build. Well,
Well, that's
shoot
cool,
a video
Shrek.
on it.
Yep.
I don't know.
There's like a million components that go in that bag, and they have to fit in a certain way, so it's not 10 minutes. I promise.
If you could do it with no instructions, consider me impressed.
I mean, you could just dump shit in there and it'll be 10 minutes or less, sure, but it
Well,
won't be.
that doesn't count.
Yeah.
Got it. Hey, found tree rat?
Dang, Circle. I've seen some stuff like that too. It's crazy.
Anything on that forefront that we need help with or sourcing or things? Yeah.
Our pastor got that straightened out for me because they were afraid we would scare off some of our volunteers.
Well, the volunteers should know this stuff too. I mean,
Come on. Which churches?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Huh.
Still chatting?
yeah, we're still jaw jacking.
Somehow.
You're just gonna have to figure out how to chat and work.
See,
Because you guys are terrible at that.
mom's getting on us.
I was just kind of doing
See,
things. And,
you heard it.
Came over here, somebody was in the loan.
They're about to be off. It is 3:30. Oh yeah. They've been live for how long now?
167 minutes.
I can't do math. I know it's over
I'm just
an
going by
hour.
what that says.
Well, so how many minutes are in an hour?
60,
What's 60 times 2?
120.
120.
Okay, so it's over 2 hours. Actually.
Hey, I was still
We're getting
accurate. I said it was
homeschooled.
over an hour.
You're getting homeschooled by a homeschooled person.
Right?
Hey man, public school sucks. You see how this ended up?
Oh, it always produces more fruit. We love going live. I'm just giving them crap.
Can you build a stomp bag? Bob said I can
The
get
problem
one
is
in
we never know
camo.
when you're like,
That's a mom question about getting one in camo.
We can order a bag in camo, but it does not fit all of the stomp bag contents. It makes like a refill kit for your stomp bag. We're setting a new live stream record. Yeah, you are. You guys
Not
really
there
are.
yet. The one me and Fo did hasn't been beaten yet.
They have been working hard. I would agree.
hey man, we're doing this for the people, okay? It's for the peoples.
I'll say you can wrap it up though, because it's cleaning and stocking and
Yep.
things need to start happening.
True that.
All
Unless
right.
they want to watch you stock and clean.
No, I think I'm gonna let Hunter pray us out like someone asked, and we're gonna call it
I
a
believe
day.
it was Rick.
Praying it out, always a good idea.
When in doubt, pray it out.
When in doubt, pray it out. All right, here we go.
For the Father, yeah, thank you for this opportunity and thank you for each and every individual here. I pray that you would bless each and every one of us and continue to do your mighty works in all of our lives. Father, please be with everyone on this chat. Help them through all situations. Be their guide. Be their strong support that they can lean on. For those that don't, let them learn to lean on you because you are awesome. We truly love you and we are truly blessed. We give you praise, honor, and esteem in the mighty name of your son, Yeshua. Amen.
Amen. All right, ladies and gents, we gotta go clean the store and go home. Have a blessed day.
Shalom.
Shalom. Where's the end button? Boom.